Here
Hit
we
that. Got it.
go.
Yeah.
Barbers! What's going on, everybody? I go by the name of It's Marvy Marv, and you are now tuned in to another episode of Gem Talk, where we have conversations that inspire greatness. And speaking of greatness, I would argue that I got the greatest with me, the man, the myth, the subject of a lot of conversations these last few days, the subject of a lot of conversations over the last 20 years. We got Los Cut It. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Los
What
Cut It
up?
to Gem Talk. What's up, homie?
What's up, my brother? What's up, everybody? Man, such an honor to be here. Like, real talk. I've never in my life, in my entire career, had anybody hype me up the way Marvy has. And just kind of start off this entire segment really quick, man, from the bottom of my heart. It's an honest honor, bro, that the flowers you've given me this entire week, these past few days have been remarkable, and it means so much more to me, because you've been a part and you've seen most of it. I mean, we go way back 10 years ago, so seeing you show up with receipts has just been dope, man. And I just want to sit here and say that, you know, I don't say any of that. Those are Marv's words, but it means the world to me, and I'm here to just share as much as I can with you guys all. So go crazy, ask away, anything you want to know, Marvy. I'm all here, man. I literally blocked my entire evening for everybody on this live. Let's do it.
Let's go. So, first and foremost, barbers, I need you guys to flood the chat, spam the chat with the goat emojis. All right, the goat emojis, because this ain't just another gem talk. This is about to be goat talk. You know what I'm saying? And I can speak with all sincerity when I say that Los is truly a humble human, right? So he is the person that is not gonna be running around yelling out he's the best barber in the world. He's the greatest of all time. He hasn't ever been on that type of time, at least in my experience. But that's why there's people like me, because I'm out here doing it for them. You heard? So if any of y'all want that smoke, come see Marvy Marv. No talk back. Lowe's Cut It is the GOAT. And you see, I had to represent my homie Lowe's gave me the GOAT shirt out in Vegas. And I love this shirt. It fits well, feels good. And it's a representation of how I feel, because I feel like I'm a GOAT too. So, thank you for the shirt. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost. And just thank you for everything you do, man.
Man, my dude, bro. I appreciate you, bro. It takes a lot more work to show love than to show hate, and I really appreciate that, bro. For real.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because it's like that's the one thing that I think is weird about the barber industry. I feel like, at least locally and a lot online, there are those people that are hesitant to show love, and give flowers and give credit where credit is due. It's like me calling you the best barber in the world to go, or whatever I want to call you. It doesn't take from me, doesn't make me any less. You know what I mean? So
No, that's right.
it's always interesting to see how people, respond to those type of comments when they're made, or just how people respond. Period. It's just like, let's show love, let's empower. And when you see somebody doing great things and you see somebody holding it down, I mean, it doesn't take anything away from you to show love. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. You never look bad trying to make someone look good. Remember that, right?
yeah.
And I was even having this conversation with someone earlier today about they had asked me if, with my experience in my career, like did my inner circle, my support system start getting smaller the more success I started getting in the hair industry or just in general. And I was telling that person, like, yeah, you don't your personal circle, whether it may be friends, whether it may be just acquaintances or coworkers, the more of a success you have, you tend to lose that, and people start getting, and that circle starts getting smaller. But now your outside circle, which means people all over the world, in other states, in other cities, that starts getting greater and bigger, right? But the thing that sucks is that you're not just gonna let anybody from the outside into your world, because there's a lot of crazy people out here. So these are little sacrifices that you have to be aware of and pay attention to. Yeah, your support system at home, the close people that grew up with you are going to get smaller, but your outside support system is going to blow up. And that's just something that happened to me. And You just got to learn to deal with it. Comes with the territory, man. I met a lot of people in the outside world that became some of my closest friends. You being one of them. We go way back. You hired me for an event in 2016, bro, for your expo. You remember that?
Yeah, bro. That was
That's how we
fire.
met. And since day one, sorry, I itchy throat, but since day one, bro, we've been working together, and I see you, and we're still here. You feel me?
Yeah, guys, the event he's talking about was the New York State Barber Expo. It was the first event I ever did. I wasn't known as Marvy Marv. This whole barbers thing wasn't created, but I was inspired to do an event in my area because I got that inspiration from Jay Majors from going to the Connecticut Barber Expo every year. I'm like, you know what? I want to do my own event. And I think you might have been the first person that I wanted to reach out to involve with the event because you were somebody that just had inspired me from the moment I entered the barber industry and got involved in the Instagram world. So going to the Connecticut Barber Expos, and seeing you doing your thing back then, I'm like, yo, we got to have this dude involved. I'm seeing him online crushing. I see him in real life crushing. So reaching out to you, I had no idea how it worked. I didn't know how much I was going to have to pay. I didn't know nothing about it. But you came
I was
through,
walking you
bro.
through the whole thing. I was walking you through the whole thing. I'm like, this is how you do it, Marv. This is how it works. But I made it really easy, bro. And you got me out there, and we killed it, bro. That's when I
Yeah.
had just gotten signed with Babyliss. So we had Babyliss involved. It was pretty dope. So
Yeah.
thank you for that, because you were, at the time, you were one of the few people that really messed with me for me. Bro, you were a fan of what I did, and you wanted to bring me in for what I do. You know what I mean? So shout out to that. Shout out to you for that. Um, but let's get to it, bro. There's so much that we have to talk about and come at. And I just really want to know what the people want to know, because
Yeah.
I always tell people this: if I don't know it, I ran or came across somebody that does, so I know it through them. I have 24 years in this game. I'm here to just always share as much as I can, because people can take what I give them and they can create their own or generate their own outlook on that, and that's how anything grows. This industry, I mean, anything in general. So I don't know how you normally do it. I don't know if it's you, Marv, that chooses the questions or chooses the topics, or you just go off comments. But I'm
Yeah.
ready to let
Got you.
loose.
So what I would say is this, guys: ask as many questions as you want to. All right, don't hold back. Ask anything that you want to ask. Understand that we're gonna do our best to cover them in organic conversation. But what I always do is I save questions in my folder, so that way, if we don't cover them organically, we will have a Q&A at some point where I'll make sure I'll go in the folder and we'll try to answer as many questions as we can. As far as the giveaway, guys, I want you guys to make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you're taking notes. Make sure you're listening. So when time comes for us to do the giveaway, you'll be in the best position possible to win the giveaway. All right, and we're obviously not going to do the giveaway for a little bit because we're here on Gem Talk and we're going to be dropping a whole bunch of gems. As far as Los, man, he has so much experience in so many different realms of the barbering world. I can't personally think of a realm in the barbering world that he hasn't tapped into and done work in. So whatever, when it comes to barbering, when it comes to cosmetology, when it comes to designs, when it comes to working with companies, brands, photography, videography, bro, I've been trying to tell y'all for the last few days at least, the bag runs deep. You know what I'm saying?
So
And the
so
part that y'all don't understand is that the wisdom and insight runs even deeper. You know what I mean? You guys see the content, you see what he's doing online, but a lot of y'all don't understand the knowledge that Los possesses. So any questions that you guys have, just shoot them. Anybody that does a super chat and ask questions, obviously we're gonna hold those top priority. But we're gonna do our best to get to every question as possible. My first question, though, bro, to you is, how did it begin for you? Because I want to take you back, bro. You're Lowe's Cut It. You're on the Mount Rushmore. I call you the GOAT, the best barber in the world. How did this happen for you, bro? Let's go back in time.
dude, it's still crazy to hear it. Like, it makes me smile when when you say things like that. It's just dope. It's a lot of validation to a lot of the hard work that I've put, because it's so rare to get that love. I go to shows and people do show love, and that's always greatly appreciated. But when it comes, like I said earlier, when it comes from somebody that's been in the game as long as you, Marv, it hits different, because you kind of know that this guy knows what he's talking about. And how it started for me is how it started for a lot of people around that's been there long enough like I have. I started at 12 years old, man. It was very simple. You got to think back, right? Back in 2000, maybe 99, 98, 99, I was 11 years old, 10 years old, and my father was such an old school dude, and he would get a haircut every month, month and a half. He was never really like strict with it. But one thing about me is that my hair was, I'm Mexican, I'm Latino. So for all my Latinos out there, you guys know our hair is just very spiky and straight. We're not blessed like these Dominican brothers or these Puerto Rican brothers that have that beautiful wavy curly hair. And so our hair was just spiky. It was like if you didn't shave it down, it was just gonna be wild. And I remember specifically, this is seventh grade. It was probably like a picture day the next day. I went up to my dad the moment he got home from work and I was like, hey, can you take me to get a haircut? I got pictures tomorrow. And I remember him just casually looking at me and he was just like, we'll go next week. And
Mm.
to me, that was like a gut punch because I needed this cut tomorrow, dude. That whole year, all my picture days, I had a fro, and I hated it. And you guys got to understand. Let's take you back to 2000. There was no such thing as barbershops. It was just like unisex Marias on the corner. It was like the little old lady that would cut hair. There was no such thing as an actual barbershop. And the places where they did have barbershops, usually in like where the brothers are at, or in the north side, we had a couple Puerto Rican barbershops. But remind you, right? There was no such thing as appointment. So if you
Mm.
went there, it was a gamble. You had to sit for hours. When was the last time you went anywhere and sat for hours? So that
Mm.
was even an option. I was young. So what did I do? I did the one thing as a Latino in a household you never do. I snapped back at my dad and I said some shit. I said something in the lines of like, damn, just because you don't cut your hair doesn't mean we don't want a haircut or something like that. He got up so quick and he
Oh,
looked at me in
he
my
was
eyes and he's
like,
yeah, and he was eating too, so he had a whole mouth full of food, and he
yeah.
just looked at me and he's like, "You want to get a haircut every week?" He's like, "Go buy your own machine, and I don't care if you go bald." And that
Mm.
was him telling me, "Do whatever you want." So what did I
Mm.
do at the time? I went to either a Walgreens or a Walmart. Can't remember, but I bought, and I don't know if you remember, Marvy. I don't know how far back you go, but I bought a Conair clipper. It was a
Sheesh.
Conair clipper,
I
yeah.
never used
And I
one,
remember
so that's before my time.
Yeah, so it was Connor. It was literally I think at the time they had Wall, they had Endis, it was Oster, and then they actually had Connor. It wasn't Babyliss, it was Connor. And I remember at the time when you would ask around, people would be like, "Oh, Connor, that's a great brand." So I bought me a Conair clipper and I went in the bathroom and I knew I didn't know how to cut hair. And at the time, we didn't have YouTube. You feel me? You know what
Yeah.
we had? I had MTV. So I would
Mm.
watch MTV and watch all these music videos and just kind of pay attention to how people were lined up. And then I would run to the bathroom and try to remember what I saw and try to mimic that same outline. And say the least, it didn't work out the way it did. But also in Chicago at the time, one of the most popular haircuts when I was in seventh grade in 2000, not 2000, I'm sorry, 98. It was where we would have like a number two on top and just a line, like a bow line. There was no fade.
Yeah.
So either you rocked that line with a slick back with a hairnet, or you rocked that line with a buzz, because people didn't really do fades. So and no one ever got lineups. We all had natural linings at that
Yeah.
time.
All crooked and wild looking.
Only the Puerto Ricans were getting lineups. The Dominicans were getting lineups. The brothers were getting lineups. But us like Mexicans, we didn't really rock lineups.
Yeah.
And I did it, dude. Seventh grade, I bust my hair off. I cut myself, and I suffered all through eighth grade. The summer of eighth grade and freshman years when I got really good. I got really, really good to the point where I had this whole routine set up. Starting my, freshman year in high school, that was a big deal. For anyone entering high school, it's those 4 years of your life will change you, literally.
Yeah.
I had a routine where every Sunday night I will wake up, I will cut my hair at night, I'll be fresh for school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, I'll wake up, cut it again, and then I'll be fresh Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then I'll do it again Sunday. So it came a time where someone was like, "Damn, Los, I noticed that you always have a haircut. Where do you go? Who cuts your hair?" And I was like, "Oh, I cut my own hair." And they were like, "What?" And that's how it slowly started, man. It slowly started getting one person here, one person there. Now, let me tell you, cutting my own hair for 2 years and getting it right was one thing. Having somebody sit in front of me and having to do their hair was a whole nother level. Now, when I first started, I didn't even realize that you needed a cape. I was just cutting people without a cape. So however
Oh,
they
so the
came
hair
in
just
and
getting
said
all over the clothes.
all over the ear, all over their collar, and it was just so normal because we didn't know better.
Yeah.
And when I first started cutting hair, one of my things, and I want to share this in case there's any students out there or anyone that just started cutting hair, I could never stand in front of a person and line them up. I was always so weird about making eye contact with people or being in front of them face to face that when I would line them up, if their head's here facing that way, I would stand on the side and line them up like that. And at the time, not thinking about it now, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? But at the time, it felt right because I'm like, I don't want to sit, I don't want to be in front of this guy face to face in a room by myself. It
Yeah,
just didn't
it's
feel
just
right.
awkward. It is.
Awkward. He's sitting
Yeah.
on the toilet seat. You feel me? And I'm in like
Yeah.
in between. He's in between my legs, and I'm trying to line. And it just felt so off, man. But the idea of being able to cut hair and create and fade, it happened all through freshman year, and I got really good because I also had neighborhood kids coming for $5 a haircut. I was charging at the time, sometimes even free. Dude, by the time I finished high school, let's just say 15, I started working at my first barbershop. Now, I think this is a quick gem that I want to let everybody know. One of the reasons why
Gem talk.
I
Flood the chat with gems. Here it comes, and they
so
start.
let's do it. One of the reasons why I feel like I'm real versatile is because I had the opportunity to operate in various barbershops, right? I spent 14 years at Official Cuts, just alone from the age of 18 till 31. I was at Official Cuts. But before that, I worked at two other barbershops. I worked in an all black barbershop. It was all my brothers there, and I was the only Latino there. I learned how to cut curly hair there, and I was really put on with like tips and tricks on the ash line and oil sheen and all these things that I didn't really know how to do. And I also taught them how to cut straight hair because they didn't know either. They didn't know how to cut straight hair. I didn't know how to cut curly hair. We worked on that. I did that for a year and a half and got really good at it because to me, I don't know how you feel, Marv, but to me, cutting curly hair or wavy hair is way easier than cutting straight hair
For sure,
all day.
bro.
Yeah, and I
Absolutely.
don't mean
People say it's the
like
other way around. I'm like, I
no
don't
no
know, man. Once you start
no.
cutting that the straight the once you switch it and you try that and you're not familiar with it, you'll see it's like, whoa, it's
I
a
got
lot
some
easier.
Mexican brothers I can send to anyone that'll really test your skills.
For
That's
sure.
super thick,
Facts.
coarse hair.
Facts.
But curly hair, the brothers were so easy. This is why, like, sometimes when I be hating on sometimes these Florida barbers or these Philly barbers, they be having all them Dominican and Puerto Rican because those haircuts are the best fades. Like, it's gonna fade itself. When you
Yeah.
can do that to someone like got coarse straight hair, like someone who's Asian or
Now you
someone who's
showing your
Latino,
skills.
now you're really like, all right, are you really that good, right?
Yeah.
So I got really good with that, and really good because I'm a quick learner. And then I ended up going to the South Side with Mr. Official, and that's like Little Palestine over there, man. Shout out Palestine. That's
Yeah.
Little Palestine over there. So what did I learn how to do there? Beards. You had
Mhm.
16-year-olds with beards, bro. So working one next to Mr. Official for 14 years and seeing how great he was, I got to learn how to utilize and work with longer hair and beards and really thick hair. So I got really good with curly hair. I got really good with beards. I understood shaving. I understood cutting and fading. And then me, I was always an artist growing up. So a lot of people don't even know. I used to tattoo when I was 21. I tattooed for about a year and a half. I would cut hair from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., get home at 9 p.m., take my first client tattoo till about 2, 3 in the morning, and do that for about 6 months.
Mm.
And I was really good at tattooing, but I was also really good at cutting hair. And at the time, I had to weigh my options. I'm like, all right, what's making me money right now? What was the deal breaker? The deal breaker for me was I can cut hair and these clients can come back in a week or two, or I could tattoo someone and I might never see them again.
Right.
So I ended up choosing hair. And to this day, I think, could I have been a really good tattoo artist if I would have just put that
Imagine.
much effort? Right. But at
Right.
the same time, who would have thought that I would have made it this far cutting hair? So that's how it happened, man. 31 years old. I'm at Official Cuts. Let me paint a picture for these barbers that are watching right now. 31 years old. I'm at Official Cuts. I work 5 days a week. I get 2 days off. I make my own schedule. I make 100% of what I make, meaning I don't break bread with Mr. Official or the shop because I'm also the manager in charge of 9 barbers. And I
Mm.
decided to leave. You know how
Mm.
many people thought I was crazy? Why would
Yeah.
you leave? You got it made. You're here. You're not giving any everything you make is 100% yours. You're good. I don't get it. And that's the problem with a lot of people is that you guys get to a level where you're comfortable and you think you can just coast.
Mhm.
And when you coast, that's when everybody and everything passes you up. So when I knew that the only way that I can stay at official cuts was for Yak, Mr. Official himself, to pay me a salary because I was already getting everything for free. Now, can you imagine, Marv, working at a barbershop where someone's paying you to work there and you can
Mm.
still keep what you make and you can still make your schedule and you can do whatever the hell you want and you're the man in charge?
It's a pretty good position
Like,
to be in.
but I decided to leave because at that time I knew, all right, if you really pay attention, I've always been the guy that's always been looking forward. I always try to plan 2, 3, 4, 5 years ahead. I see what's coming. In 2016, I dropped my busy schedule to go to Paul Mitchell so I could learn cosmetology because I knew that eventually men were going to start growing their hair out, start getting into products, start getting into hair color. And I knew that for 8 years ago. I knew that. And I enrolled in school because I wanted to get better and I wanted to learn. So, with that being said, I told Mr. Official, I'm like, I gotta leave. And I decided to get my own space and I got my first little studio. And I remember, dude, right now it's so common. You see the entire world, barbers that are coming straight out of school talking about, I don't want to go to a barber shop. I'd rather have my own studio. Like it's so common to hear that now, but at the time in 20, I don't even know when I left Official Cuts, but when I left 5 years ago, everyone was like, what do you mean you're gonna be in a room by yourself? And I'm like, well, think about it. Content right now is just as good as money, believe
Mhm.
it or not. The
It's
more
actually
content
more
you create,
valuable in the long run.
yeah. But this is me talking back then.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Because
yeah, for
I
sure.
could say that now and people be like,
Right,
100%.
right.
Imagine saying it back then.
Nah, they looking at you like
Content
you a weirdo.
is just as good as money. Money doesn't bring happiness, right? What money does, money brings opportunity. It gives you an opportunity to ruin your life or it gives you an opportunity to make something out of it. Same thing with content. You create content, it gives you opportunity. Give me an opportunity. Look, I'm a Babyliss ambassador, global ambassador. I'm a level 3 global ambassador. And so many other companies have reached out, but because I don't want to give or half-ass anybody, I know what I'm good at. I'm gonna stick to what I'm good at, and that's it. Um, so when I decided to go in my own room, I knew I couldn't when I was at the barbershop, I had to wait till that shop closed to create content. Now, don't get me twisted. When you're 23, 24, 25, it ain't no thing. I'll stay up to 2, 3 in the morning. I'll shoot some content. I'll wake up. I'll be at the shop at 9 a.m. No problem. But if you're doing that in your 30s, whew, it's going to be a little tougher. So I was
Yeah.
getting older. I started realizing I'm like, well, I can't wait till 9 p.m. every time to get a model, to get a photographer, to get a videographer. It's too much. Like I'm getting tired. So what can I do? If I get my own space, that means I can block off at 11 a.m. couple hours and I can shoot my content during the day and I could just switch my schedule the way I want and it works. And that was when I realized when I finally got my own space and I was in a room by myself with one chair and my client who I've been cutting for 5, 6 years walks in and sits down and I felt so awkward because it's never just been me and him. It's always been like, what's up, my bro? How are you? Have a seat. Are we doing the same thing? Yeah? Bet. All right, Andy. So what you do last night? How was everything else going? And I'm talking to everybody in the entire shop but the gentleman in the chair, right? When I got my own space and that dude came in for the first time and I'm sitting down, I was just like, bro, I don't even know you. What do you do for work?
Yo,
Turns out
right?
I'm finding out all these gems that these people are doing and how they're plugged. And I'm just like, wait, this whole fucking time you've been a professional chef? This whole time you don't hear me talking about how I want to meal prep? And they laugh and they're like, yeah, we just figured, you're busy, you're talking. So I started developing relationships with people and started realizing, like, dude, I don't need other barbers. Because when you're in a barbershop, if you really think about it, your chair is a storefront, right? So if your chair does good and you're always on time and you're always buying your supplies and you're catering to your customers great, it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. Your chair is your storefront is going to kill it. So what's the difference of having a chair in a barbershop or having your own room? I always tell people when you build a clientele, that's when you're the most powerful because you
Mhm,
can go anywhere and they'll follow you. Right now,
mhm.
I don't mean move out of state or move an hour down the street, but if you build up enough clientele where you can say, hey guys, listen, now I'm gonna be 10 minutes from this place. I got my own location, private area. your own TV, etc., etc., your clients are gonna come 100%.
Mhm.
Who's not gonna want that? So that was my whole pitch was how can I transfer people to this privacy that didn't even exist at the time. People still thought I was crazy. And I'm sure it was awkward for my clients being in the room by myself, just me and him. But dude, when it became a thing, people were just like, I will never go back to a shop. I could never. People just started bringing like their side girls and shit to my studio. They started having
They had a
conversations
new
they
level
know
of privacy they never had before.
no conversations they could never have at the shop. It was just so much. You just started seeing blossoming it, and now for those of you guys that know HQ where we're at now, 3,000 square feet of space. I could have never uh, opened this up and truly operate here if I didn't have 4 years in my small studio that was only 550 square feet. Right.
Mm,
So don't look at what I have and try to jump the
mm,
gun.
mm.
Build something small and grow from it. Same thing with clients, right? When you raise your prices, don't just think you're worth something. Prove the concept first. How do you prove the concept? And how do you prove the concept on when I should raise my prices? Is when your ass is standing up because you can't sit down and eat because you got two people waiting for you. It's when you're stressing, when you can't see your family, your kids. When you're at that level of anxiety and stress and you don't know what to do, that should be the biggest flag. Like, all right, I gotta raise my prices because the goal is to always eliminate people when you raise prices. Too many people try to keep people when they raise prices, which is why too many people raise $5. Of course, people are gonna spend an extra five, but you want to get rid of people, double 40 to 80.
You definitely gonna
Do it.
open up the seat. You double it for sure.
Yeah, double it. Even if you lose 50% of the people, the 50% that stay, you're making the exact amount of money. Now you freed up what to me is the most important thing in life. And what is that, Marv?
That's that time, baby. That time we can't
Time.
get back. You know what I'm
You
saying?
open up time and you decide
Yes.
what you want to do with that time. Do I want to book more clients at that price or do I want to pick up a new trade? And these are struggles that I came across. And what did I decide? Think about it. I would hire photographers at 9 p.m. to show up, photographers that are more just into and more focused on the photo itself. Now, as a barber, what are we more focused on, Marv?
As a barber,
The
what are we
hair.
for? Yeah,
The
absolutely. We're
hair.
obsessed with
When
it.
we
That's
look at a picture of
yeah,
a haircut, we don't care about are there leading lines? Are we on the third? Like
yeah.
all these rule of thumbs that photographers have. I understand that, right? So I always tell people, now listen to this. This is another gem. Anyone
Drop the
affiliated
gems
in
in
the
the chat, baby. Here they come. They've been coming. Those taking us on the journey right now.
anyone affiliated in the hair industry, in the barber industry, knows a little bit about hair, which means they will not just walk or enter into any barbershop and get a haircut because we know better than to go here, to go there. So we have some type of knowledge and understanding. So the same concept has to go with anything else that you do. I decided to pick up photography because the photographer that I hired was more focused on the photo itself, where me, the artist, was most focused on the hair. I would do a nice haircut with a design on the left side, but the photographer's like, I kind of like her cheekbones on the right side, so we're gonna turn her this way. And I'm in the back, like, no, bro, get the design. Who cares about a cheekbone? Get the design. So what
Right.
did I do? I spent 40 hours minimum. And I say minimum because I've done up to 60 to 100 hours learning techniques on a lot of things. I learned photography myself enough. And to really break it down, I learned portrait photography because if you think about it, portrait photography has to do with just faces and heads. Then I learned portrait editing, professional editing, Photoshop, legit editing, not an app, not nothing. So by learning these things, I was able to not just one do it myself, but also work with people that I know are good enough. Just like you're a barber, Marv, you know how to cut hair, you know what barbers to hire because you understand the trade.
Facts.
Same thing went with videography. When Instagram stopped doing photos and they switched to that 15-second video, I was like, damn. But you guys got to remember back then, the hottest ticket was having something professional. It ain't like today where you could just pull out your phone and that's going to go viral. Back then, the more professional your work looked, the more viral it was going to go. And back then, we had attention span that was a lot longer than 10 seconds. We can watch a 4-minute video, no problem. Now, if you don't have my attention in 0.5 seconds, I'm
Yo,
scrolling.
yo, I'm about to
That's simple.
take you back real quick, bro. I don't mean to
What's
cut
up?
you off. I'm gonna take you back real quick. First thing I want to say before I take Los back and take y'all way back is I want to mention, bro, courtesy of Bopper, everybody on here is getting free Bopper cards. So you guys don't got to pay for the Bopper cards. All you got to do is cover shipping. You're getting a free Barber's Bopper card. All right. So shout outs to Bopper for coming through, showing the love. You can get all of that info and pick up your card. Just go to ismarvymarv.com. That's the wrong one. Right here, ismarvymarv.com, and you'll be able to see it right on the top of my site. You'll see get your free Boppers card, or you just go on my page, my Instagram. You'll see the post that I posted, and you just say free Bopper, and you'll get a free card. So shout outs to Bopper for that, right? Let me take you back in time real quick, Los, because you was talking about
Already had
Instagram.
to pay some bills real quick. That's what's
Yo,
up.
look at this, bro. Look at this, bro. This is from Los Cuttit's Instagram. Talk about starting from the bottom. This is May 12th, 2012, bro. May
You guys
12th.
want to hear it?
One like,
It?
bro. Los got one like, and Los used to be the guy like all of us posting pictures of the food on Instagram,
Where the hell did you get
bro.
that, bro? Where'd you get that?
Stop playing, Los. Stop playing, bro.
Yo,
I went down your page and found that,
them crab legs were
bro.
fire. Fire.
Yo, and I wanted to save that because I wanted to use that as inspiration, right? Because if we're talking about now, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about now, bro. You know what I mean? We're talking about this. Where we at? We talking about this now? You know what I'm saying? This is where we've brought the content into social media, and this is how you started out, bro. You know what I mean? I just wanted to show this because what I want people to see is that we all start somewhere. You know what I mean? We all start somewhere. So you seeing that, I hope you guys, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are posting better content than that right now. So if Los can get from that to where he's at, you know what I'm saying? What could y'all do? When I said shout outs to Mar for scrolling down 1 hour. It took me forever, bro. You got 5,000 something posts. It took me forever. I found out it had one like. I said, I'm saving that and bringing that.
Like was
so
probably
that had to be before all the photography and videography, bro. Like that's way before that.
Bro, I've never seen that photo in my life, Marv. I don't know what
bro, you posted it. Bro, you posted it, bro.
Crab legs? What?
Yo, he was there were some other ones too, but I'm like, you know what, we gonna leave some of those off. But yeah, bro, like the whole content game, you're killing it, right? You've been killing it for a while now. You've gotten good at photography, videography, and all of this stuff that you got good at. Just go to ismarvymarv.com, guys, to get the card. How have you found the time to do it, right? Because you got so many people that want to learn how to do all these different things in the barbering industry, whether it has to do with hair or it has to do with photography or videography and content and all of this stuff. And it's just hard to find the time. So how did you make that happen?
A lot of trial and tribulation, but I figured out the perfect formula. And this goes to all the barbers because I talk to a lot of people. When I go to shows, I get a lot of questions. A lot of them are very repetitive. So I hear a lot of the same stuff. And people that are usually asking me, how do I do that? Basically, what you just asked me, Marv, the one thing I ask them is like, how many days do you work at the barbershop? And most common answer is 6, 7 days. Well, I'm like, well, if you're working every day at the shop, of course you're not going to have time. And I never understood the concept of working every day or 6 days a week, right? My goal, obviously, when I first started, younger days, no appointments, just straight walk in, I was working every day. But now we can control that. We got apps to control the bookings to make it easier. It's like the NBA. It's gotten a little softer, a little more, they
see some of
regulate
these
it a little
technicals
better.
And all of that. I'm like, what are we doing?
You know what? It's cool. It's a good time to be a barber now because everything's laid out for you. But dude, you gotta understand when I started, we were figuring this out ourselves. So how I did it is I would work 5 days a week at the shop, and people would be like, "No, I gotta get this money. I gotta get this money." True, but you also gotta plan for the future. So if you're always getting this money, you're never really planning for the future. So you got to invest time, not just money or not just physical work. You got to invest time into learning things or doing things. So I worked 5 days a week. Ideally, my schedule was Tuesday to Saturday. I was Sunday off. Sunday was automatically family, personal time, me time, no work. Monday was pay all my bills and social media day, right? So I always tell
Mm-hmm.
people to this day, pick one day a week and not even a
Mm-hmm.
day. Pick one haircut a week that you do for yourself. That could be a design, that could be a video shoot, that could be anything that's out of the ordinary. That one day that you choose to do your social media day or your one haircut, whatever, is gonna bring fulfillment to you. It's gonna bring excitement. It's what's gonna make you happy to post, to share, whatever it is. But if you have time in between for B-roll posts, so I say B-roll posts in the sense of anything that you want to post just in between, you post anything else. Take lifestyle shots, take a before and after. And I always share with people just to give a quick value. When I see a lot of these after haircuts where people grab their cell phones after a quick cut, and I get it when you're cutting hair and you got back to back appointments, the only thing you can do is pull out your cell phone and do one of these real quick. Hopefully, you get the right angle, right lighting. All right, thank you, sir. See you next week. But when you do that, add a voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of applying just a song, add a voiceover. Something as simple as this. Hey, what's up, guys? This is my client, John. As you can see, John has a 2 on top, a 0 blend. This is called a mid fade. And you, by doing simple things like that, you're giving people value, AKA reason to stick around, watch your video, and reason to share your video. But when it comes to creating content, I had to shorten my days at work and give myself an extra day or two to build content, to create ideas, to get together with a team and discuss ideas back and forth. But you have to do that. And that's how I did it. I eliminated my days of working every day. And I wasn't worried about losing money because if anybody truly messes with you, they're gonna come the days you're at work. You feel me? If a
Yeah.
restaurant is closed on a certain day, for example, let's say this Chick-fil-A, for example, they're closed on Sundays, but people still go to Chick-fil-A on Saturday and Monday because they know they're closed on Sundays. So if you're really that good or if your service is that good, it doesn't matter what days you don't work. Just tell people your schedule and fill people in on the days you are working. Now, what's also cool about our industry is that certain people that take care of you, you can give them perks. And I always tell my clients, look, I don't work Sundays, Monday, or Tuesday. But listen, bro, if you ever go on vacation, if you ever have something special going on, you have court, anything, reach out to me in advance and I'll make it work for you. But typically, I don't work those days. But them knowing that if they really needed me those days, I would be there. That's good enough. And I think that's what a lot of people have to implement. I'm not a big fan on booking apps because when you have a booking apps, it doesn't really give you um, the opportunity to really get to know your client. It keeps it more on that distant relationship. You don't have my number, I don't have yours. You come in, how you doing, sir? Blah blah blah. Here's a haircut. Great, great. Maybe over time you can get close to that person and give each other info. But I take a lot of my old school techniques and really getting to know people. One of the biggest questions that people ask me now is like, how do I book with you, Los? There's no link. Well, my clients decide who books with me. There is no link to get a haircut by me. But if any of my clients refer me to anyone they think is good enough to sit in my chair and good enough in the sense of are they responsible? Are they on time? Will they take care of me? That's who I allow in my chair by letting other clients refer. So the only way you get in my chair is one, you could be a cool model and let me do whatever I want to do, or you can get referred by one of my clients that I've been doing for a long time. So over the years, that's kind of how I got my schedule going, and it works, and I'm happy. I don't utilize the booking app. I love the intimacy of my clients being able to hit me up and text me and just having that old school trait. But also, it took 24 years to get to that. It didn't
Right.
just happen. You know what I mean? I want
Right.
people to understand that.
Yeah. And I'll say a couple things. Number one, if the link isn't working, guys, it may be because a lot of people are trying to go at once or something. I don't know. But it is in my bio. And this is the actual link to get it. It's https:/bopper.com/Los Gem Talk. I'll keep it in my link in my bio. So we will figure it out, guys. We'll make sure that you guys can get them if for whatever reason the link is just it's not working. But I'll also say, so for me, I cut hair full time 2 days a week in the shop, right? So I got 5 days off to like kind of be
So
flexible.
you're only 2 days a week?
2 days a week full time in the shop,
Savage. What
right?
do you do? Like 6 a.m. to like 2 in the morning or something?
Not even. I'll go in sometimes from like 8 to like 6, 8 to 7 or whatever. Just more so for the
Mm.
male camaraderie and seeing my clients and being there with the shop. You know, it's a good experience. It's fun. It's me hanging out with the people, right? But because I'm only in the shop full time 2 days, I got a lot of free time the other 5 to be able to do all of the other things I do. So I always do my best to make that a point and state that, because so many people look at me and they say, well, Marv, you seem to do all this stuff. You're creating all this content. You're doing all that. How do you manage that while working in the shop? And it's like, bro, I've freed up time. You know what I'm saying? I freed up time to be able to do this. I've compacted my schedule in the shop so that I can do these things. So for the people tuning in that may be seeing a lot of the stuff that, you know, I do or Lowe's Cut It does, like Lowe's said, you just might have to compact that schedule a little bit. It might be time for you to open up a day or open up 2, figure out how you're going to do that in order to give yourself more time to learn the skill sets you need to learn and to be able to do the things that you see yourself doing in the future. The only way you're going to be able to do that is by investing the time, you know? So that has worked for me, right? So maybe that'll work for you guys. And I see some people saying the link is working. So good, cool. But yeah, like for me, you know, it's always been bigger than barbering for me, right? Like I'm just like you, bro. Like we're artists and creators, and hair is one part of it. There's so many other things that we want to do, you know. So for me, I've always made it a priority to allocate time to that. So even if you're in a position where you're not necessarily able to take off a day yet, you can still allocate time, guys. The same way you set time to the side for your appointments, you like that's an appointment for John to come in and get his haircut. You can make an appointment with yourself and make sure you're just being efficient in that time to learn some of these skill sets and turn yourself into the version that you want to be. It's not going to happen all on its own, bro. Like I didn't get good at this stuff and the content and everything I've gotten good at just by accident. Los hasn't gotten good at everything that he's good at by accident. And one of the things that I hate when people say is, you know, God-given talent. It's like, yeah, true. To a degree, there is that part of us where some of us are just naturally better at things than others because of whatever reason. But bro, you're not gonna sit here and tell
Listen,
me just
guys.
God-given talent when I know how much
Listen.
time energy and money I've invested into this stuff, right? And I see you want to speak on that. So go ahead, do your thing, bro.
This is one thing to say when it comes to that, and you're 100% right. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Drop
Remember
the
that.
gems in the chat, barbers.
That's basically what you're trying to say this whole time. That's really what it is. So all this,
Absolutely.
because I get the same thing. I'm a talented dude. I know I'm gifted, but do I put in the hard work? So I
You're
always tell people,
obsessed,
bro,
bro. You're
oh,
obsessed,
I
right?
live it and breathe it every day. Every day, from the moment my eyes open to the moment I go to sleep, what I do in my life is based on my career and what I do for a living. That's
Do
it.
you ever
There
feel
is no
like that's
time
a
off.
bad thing? Because you have so many people that are always trying to find work-life balance, and then you know it's like you need time to chill, and they look at like being obsessed with things you're passionate about as a negative. Like you need to just relax, you know. And even
I
sometimes in
think I
myself, I feel that way. Like maybe I just need to relax, but then I'm just like, for what? Like I love doing what I'm doing. Do you ever?
I think most
Ever
people
feel like
that
that?
say that hate what they do for a job, which is why it feels like they need a break. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you find your niche or you find something that I think what works for me is, and you guys got to understand this, man. Everybody watching, I've never ever had a real job in my life, and what I mean is I've never applied for a job and I've never had a job interview. I don't know what it's like to sit down and get interviewed for a job, and I don't know what it's like to collect a weekly paycheck. Everything I've ever done, everything I have, everything you see all came literally from cutting hair. So I always say this to the people. I've been in the jungle my whole life. When COVID hit, it was nothing new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody freaked out because the paycheck stopped coming, things shifted. But to me, I was just like, all right,
This is what I
what can I
do.
do?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me pivot. Let me do
Yep.
an online academy.
Yep. Same
Boom, let
thing
me
I
make money
did.
there. And I made money. And I was like, cool. I didn't feel that how people felt, because I think people that work 9 to 5, and if you're a barber, it's important to understand, because a lot of people are part-time barbers and then work part-time at like fucking FedEx, I guess you could say, whatever. And some of the reasons is because I don't make enough money doing hair, so I need something for sure, and I get that, but it's that mindset that's gonna ruin you because if you the only way to learn is to get thrown in the shark. There is no safety net. So you
Yeah.
can't sit here and say you want to learn how to swim, but you're only dipping your toe in the water to see if it's cold or warm. No, you want to learn how to swim, dive in there, good luck. And for those of you guys that keep second jobs to make sure that I don't drown, you're literally planning for failure. You're not planning for anything else but to fail because that mindset's already messed up. So I tell
Yeah.
people, dude, I day one jungle, everything I made strictly hair. So when people have 9 to 5s, right? When they clock out of work, let's just say 5 p.m., they're mentally clocked out. All of a sudden, they want to go home and play video games. All of a sudden, they go play sports or go to a bar and drink or go watch football or whatever it is that people do when they clock out. When you are in this industry like me and Marv are, there is no clocking out.
Bro, it
There
doesn't
isn't.
stop. We
Yeah,
24
when I leave
7.
the shop, when I finish cutting hair, now I have to edit something. Now I have to create something. Now I have to fly somewhere. There is no stop. So we don't ever get that switch off. But at the same time, we love what we do because we're not working for a brand. We're not working for a company like say if I work at a bank or if I work at Walmart or anything. We're not working putting that effort into them. We're working for us, for our brand, which allows us to want more and do more. And
Yeah.
I think when people get the hang of this is why when people quit their jobs to do their personal business, their little small business, they're putting more effort into that because they know it's for them. It's not for
Hmm.
anyone else. You get what I mean? And I hate when barbers, when I was a manager at Fisher Cuts, people would collect their money and then take the half that they or the percentage that they would give the shop and would look at me and say, "Man, look at all this money I gotta give to them, man," and this and that. And it's like, bro, you have to pay your dues, bro. You don't
Right.
see me giving this money to my landlord. Like, I gotta give this money to my landlord, man. I don't look at this. Look what I could be doing. It's just you gotta pay your taxes. Oh, I gotta give this to Uncle Sam. These are just things you have to do. So when you have that negative mindset, it's gonna deteriorate everything you got going on.
Yeah.
You have to just always have to um just keep moving, keep pushing, man. Keep moving forward,
Yeah.
keep positive, control what you can't control, let go of what you can't. It is what it is, and move accordingly.
Yeah, and and
Literally.
and drop the gems in the chat because Los is snapping. Los is tapped in. Drop the gems. Ask your questions, guys. We're gonna make sure we get to as many of them as we can. And one thing I want to say that I'm thinking about when I'm hearing Los say all of this, what he's saying is it's reminding me that the reason why I wake up every day so excited and full of life is because I'm doing things that truly inspire me, you know? Los is too. Like Los has been traveling, doing all types of stuff, been talking to people all day. Now he's hopping on a gem talk. He's like, we can do this forever, right? Because he's doing things that inspire him. So for those of you that are tapped in, maybe you're in a position where you're feeling stuck, right? Like barbers hit me up like, Marv, I feel stuck. I just don't, I feel like this is getting repetitive. I don't know what to do. What I always say to those people is you got to teach yourself a new skill or something. Challenge yourself. Go after something that you feel is pulling you, because at the end of the day, that's where you're going to find all that fulfillment and all that energy and all that life and all that excitement. When you're in the shop or in your suite or wherever you are and you're just doing the same haircuts every day, dealing with the same people every day, the same routine every day, it gets redundant. You start to feel overwhelmed. You start to feel burnt out. You start to lose your joy and passion for what you do. But when you start teaching yourself a new skill, right? Now all of a sudden you start learning the skill a little bit. You start getting a little better at it. You start to figure it out. Now you get excited. Now you want more and more. And next thing you know, you're full of life. And now you're getting better at photography. You're getting better at creating content. You're getting better at doing designs, women's hair, and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you're on this tapped in right now and you're feeling like you're stuck, you're feeling burnt out a lot, you're feeling overwhelmed, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, when's the last time you challenged yourself? When's the last time you put yourself in a position where you feel dumb or you feel like you don't know what you're doing, right? Maybe you never picked up that camera and played with the settings. Start teaching yourself how to use that camera and what the ISO means and what the aperture is. and all of that. And next thing you know, as you start to figure that out, watch how excited you get to go to the shop and use that damn camera. You're gonna start waking up feeling more alive than you felt, because now you got this new thing that you're learning, right? So challenge yourself, guys. I know that's the reason Los has been able to stay as inspired as he's been doing this for 100 years. The same thing when we've been doing it for as long as I've been doing it, and never get tired of it, because we're always trying different things and learning different things. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you
100%.
become versatile, and that's how you become a person that feels alive every day, is doing the things that you truly enjoy. For me, I look at it like this. I'm like, what do I enjoy to do? What do I do for free every single day? Cool. How can I make money doing that? Right? Think about it this way. I love having good conversations with good people, right? Think about it. Me and Los, this is something that we do for free. We'd love to do every day. But now we're in a position where we can do this online, impact a ton of people, and guess what we can do? We can make money doing it. You know what I'm saying? So start looking at your life, guys. Start see what are some of the things you find yourself being pulled towards that you like to do, that you do for free, and ask yourself, how can I make money doing this? You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Barbers. And I know Los is absorbing some of that. He like, yeah, that's all. Mar, you
Oh,
speaking
dude,
facts,
yeah,
bro.
you're speaking gems. I think people just need a and I've said that too, dude. It's like learn something new. When you learn something new, it's gonna inspire you to implement that with what you already know, and that's how you get creative. You know what I mean? Think about it, right? If I took a random barber that's really good at cutting hair, and I personally took that barber and said, "I'm gonna teach you photography. I'm gonna teach you how to capture your shots." If I teach him that, dude, I just unlocked another level for him to promote
Mm-hmm.
himself, to market. Now I just lit his fire back up, and now he's geeked, right? But the problem with I think you hear it everywhere. A lot of new barbers post COVID or anybody that's under the 5 year mark, they want to reach that level, um, that high level that dude, it takes so much time to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, granted, with today's resources, you can probably cut that time in half, but that's still 12 years. I've been doing it
Mm-hmm.
24. So say you get to my level in half the time, it'll still take you 12 years to truly understand the art of barbering, because
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, dude, let's be honest. Some barbers can't even greet a client when they walk in, and that's literally rule 101. Greet a
Mm-hmm.
client when they walk in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we could go on forever. What to talk about, how to dress, what to wear, brush your teeth, be this, be that, come on time, right? So there's so much stuff that people refuse to learn or go through, but they want to go work for a company. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you something, guys. Not that I don't love working for either company that I work for or represent, but it ain't as glamorous as what you guys think. It really isn't. It's my job to make it look glamorous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these videographers, these Babyliss or Level 3 or any other company out there, they're not hiring photographer for us. They're not bringing people to create content for us. We have to create our own content, which is why we make it look fun. Now, is it
Right.
an experience and one to remember? Yes. But trust me, if you're not putting in the work, you're going to be very miserable. But the reason why I'm able to appreciate that is because I went through all the BS.
Yeah.
Right, I cut all those crying kids. I cut people that ran out and didn't pay me. I cut game bangers that made me feel like I was about to get jumped immediately after I finished this cut. I cut people that I thought they were gonna rob me. They were the last client of the day and they're acting funny. I cut old people that I thought were gonna pass out during the cut. I cut people that passed out or had seizures during the cut. I've been through all that, but going through all that makes you appreciate the things that I do now.
Mm-hmm.
You can't skip that. You cannot, because that's what builds character in you, man. That's what really makes you who you are. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
just skip all that foundation and you get famous off of TikTok and you go from here to here, guess what? There's nothing here. It's all
You're
shallow.
not gonna be able to
One
handle
slip,
it when it comes your way.
you're gonna come crashing down. There's no
Yeah.
foundation. But if you slowly build yourself up, little by little, step by step, even if you fall on something you try to do, you're not gonna fall far down because you have a foundation. For
Mm-hmm.
example, me, if I ever try to do something crazy out of the world and I try to go to that next level and I fall, I'm never gonna hit rock bottom. I'm gonna fall right where we're at today, right? Because I already built such a foundation. But take somebody that just gets viral instantly. There is no foundation there. Odds are you're probably going to last a couple months till people forget about you because you have nothing new to offer. You just got big off that one haircut or that one video, whatever it is that people do, right? That dance, all that. So I always tell people, look, take your time. be patient. Anyone 25 and under, anyone 30 and under, listen, keep working because
Mhm.
what you guys might be after today, I get a lot of DMs and it's all love. People be like, Los, one day I'm gonna come after you, bro. I'm gonna be better than you. Watch.
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah,
remember me. And
yeah.
I love hearing that. But I always tell those people, dude, don't focus on what I'm doing now. Focus on when you're good, what's gonna be popping then.
Mhm.
Because what I'm doing now might not be hot in 5 years. So take your time, build your foundation because when you're ready, when it's your time, it might be a whole new wave out here of things that are cool. And I
Yeah.
might be the old guy now. So I always tell people, man, be patient, take your time, study the industry. And it's our job, it's your job as future professionals to dude, listen, my goal has always been the day I leave this earth or the day I leave this industry that you can 100% say Los has something to do with why barbering is dope. That's always been
Mhm,
my goal. I want to be
mhm.
a part of the reason why it's where it's at. Just like we know Pacino is one of them. We know Jay Majors, and I mean I could go on forever on these people that made the industry what it is today. The future generation, they have to continue that legacy. And this is why I share everything I know and everything I can because take that information and do something with it. Don't try to mimic or copy me because you're not getting you're just copy and pasting. Let's recreate, let's expand. And
Mhm.
this is why I've always been ahead of learning new things. Like when I got into SMP, right? When I got into SMP, people were like, "What the hell is that? What do you mean your tattoo?" It was just so rare, but now you see it, everyone's doing it. But the only reason why I stopped and I told you, Marv, is because I was already planning an exit from behind the chair. I didn't want to be behind the chair. So if I got into SMP deeper, I would have just been digging myself deeper behind a chair with new clients and et cetera, et cetera. So I was like, you know what? I like this. I got certified. Cool. Let me back up and let me focus on something that's gonna take me away from the barber chair.
Bro is
There you
doing
go.
SMP way back. This is
What year was that?
2018. Was it
6
even
years
called
ago.
SMP?
It was not. I think they were calling it the entire name. Scott. What is it?
Micro pig?
SMP.
I don't even know
Yeah,
either.
yeah. Scalp micropigmentation. That's what it was called. And when
Yeah,
my guy Jeff was like, "Yo, let me teach you some scalp pigmentation," I'm like, "You want to do what?" And he
yeah,
broke it down to me, and he was like, "I see something in you. I want to show you. I think this is gonna level you up." And he was right because the moment that I promoted that post that you posted, the amount of DMs that I got of people with alopecia, people that are going through chemo, people that are losing their hair, I was like, whoa, I don't need all this. This is a lot. I don't know. Let me fall back. And that's kind of why I stepped back. And now seeing it where it's at now, where people are like legit SMP'd out and doing classes, is so cool. But it brings pleasure in my heart knowing that I'm so happy I saw that coming 6 years ago.
yeah.
Just like I'm so happy I saw getting into cosmetology before it was too late. And back then when people were
So
like,
so
why
let
are
me
you
ask
doing
you,
that?
bro, like, cause I need to know some of that. How do you see this stuff? Because it's evident where you're living in the future, bro. Like maybe it's just
I'm a
the
time traveler, Marv. You
you
got me. I'm
are,
a time
bro.
traveler.
Like we were talking about. You were doing the SMP before. It was cool. You worked with Babyless back in 2016, like before it was anything. I remember getting some of the first Babyless stuff, thinking like, yeah, this ain't it. And now it's phenomenal stuff, right? So you was with Babyless before Babyless was cool. You know what I'm saying? You was doing
I
the
was with level
3D,
three,
3D
level 3
stuff,
before level 3. I was with that
right?
other name we would not name before
Yes,
anybody
yes.
knew about that.
Way back then. So what is it? Like how do you look at something and almost say to yourself like this is going to be big? What is there a process or does it just like kind of naturally happen? How do you become so innovative and do the things where everybody else does?
A lot of it is I studied the industry,
Hmm.
and a lot of it is intuition, right?
Yeah.
I
So when you
I
mean you
I
study the industry, is that by just because of all of the traveling and going to events and the hair shows and stuff like that? Do you feel like that plays a part of it? Kind of you can see something happening and know like, okay, this is probably next up? Or is it
yes,
online or
yes and no. How I move is if it makes me all right. So if it makes me feel some type of way, then I move towards it and I study it. And for example, let's give you an example. Pacino came out with the app a few years back.
I
He had the
had that,
Pac-
bro. I had the
Pacino the
Pacino
app,
app,
volume
bro.
one, volume two. I was
Yes.
fortunate enough to be in volume three, his last
Yep.
one. But what wasn't out there was well, there was. They had people had educational DVDs, but I wanted to make my own. And
Hmm.
I was like,
I
I'll
had
take
that. I gotta find it, bro. The
I
blueprint. I
take I
got it.
take what's I take what I see, and then I always try to convert it into my own. So when I made
Yep.
my Blueprint 2 in 2015, it was the only DVD slash Blu-ray in the world. No one ever had made a Blu-ray disc for it was like HD, right? So I'm always seeing that. The moment I start to see that people are playing catch up rather
Hmm.
than create, that's when I know something new is happening. So let me give you an example, right? Say I do some type of content or something goes viral or some type of sound goes viral, you're gonna start noticing that when you're going through reels, that you're getting other people doing the same thing over and over. Now that goes with haircuts, that goes with content itself. So when people are playing catch up and copy and paste in the industry where everyone's now doing, remember that moment where everybody was doing mohawks and then
Hmm.
everyone was doing mullets, and now everyone was doing crops, now everyone's doing mullets, and you're seeing what people are catching up on. But it's my job to be like, ooh, okay, I see that. It made me feel some type of way. I liked it. So because I liked it, then I'm gonna go with my intuition and I'm gonna follow that through. And when I started following that through, you start to see that everybody else starts noticing it. But I'm already ahead of the game. Mind you,
Hmm.
I opened up the studio, 500 square feet. Everybody thought I was crazy,
Right.
right? What the hell? Why are you doing that? Now it's very common. People have studios, but what do I have? Now I got a 3,000 square feet space that's a lot bigger than
Bro, it's the
the average.
headquarters.
Right. So
Headquarters.
now, I mean, if I had to guess, right, the way I think, by the time people realize that their space is starting to get too small because now they're doing collabs with people. Now people are bringing friends. Now the models they're cutting are bringing more friends. And before you know it, they can't fit that many people in such a small room and they have to expand. And now they have to do something like I'm doing right now. Guess where I'm going to be? Headquarters 2.0
Hmm.
or whatever the hell is bigger or the next best thing. So I study the industry where I pay attention to who's doing what. And I follow a lot of people and I watch every move. And if you don't see me post, it's because I'm watching, I'm studying, and I'm like, oh, one of the gems that I can drop to is take content from outside the industry
I
and
love that.
ask yourself, how can I bring this into the hair industry?
I
Right.
live by that, bro. I love
So a
that.
great example, one day, 2 in the morning, I'm on TikTok, right? I watch a guy. It's a split screen. It's a guy on one side, and then it's a guy cooking a steak on the other side. And this guy's narrating this whole guy cooking the steak. And this video is 5 minutes long. And I'm just watching this guy cooking a steak. And the other guy's like, ooh, look at that sear. Ooh, look at that. Look at this. He's doing a good job. Oh, look at that utensil he's using. Wow, great. At the end, when he's cutting up the piece and he takes a bite, it's the guy critiquing his own cooking skills.
Mm.
And I remember watching it and I started laughing. I'm like, wow, all right. How can I bring that into the hair industry? Because no one's doing that. So what did I do? I did a split screen video where I was shaving someone up and
I
I'm there
remember
critiquing
that.
that. I'm
That got
critiquing
me
that person.
good, bro.
And at the end, I'm like, and he's humble. And it was me doing the whole haircut the entire time. And that video went viral. It blew up. That goes to show is like you have to take stuff that's from the outside the industry and bring it in. And that's the only way our industry can expand, right? And
Hmm.
when it comes to content, let me give another gem when it comes to content.
Gems. Drop the gems in the chat. Drop the
Good.
goat emojis in the chat. Get your notepads out. Los is acting up. He's acting up,
Listen,
bro.
guys, content today. Let me share something with you guys. Do you remember back in the day, Marvin, where we used to make these slow mo videos of us pulling up in a car,
Oh,
getting
so
out,
cool, bro.
hop in the trunk, grabbing our
Everything looks
clippers.
better in slow mo. So cool.
You're like 2 minutes in. We ain't even cut hair yet.
Yo,
We're
fact.
turning the lights on. We're putting the cape on our client, right?
Uh,
When
try
we
that
used to do
today.
when we used to do content like that, that is because we are the superheroes in our own movie. We can
Facts.
watch ourselves do that all day. But now think, the people that don't know you want to watch that shit?
They
Absolutely
scrolling
not.
so quick.
Right. So now ask yourself when you're on Instagram or when you're on TikTok, how do you why do you watch what you watch? What is it about
Mhm.
that video? What is it
Mm.
about a guy
Speaking
coming
of my
knocking on
soul.
people's houses? What
Speaking
is
of
it
my
about a guy
soul.
knocking in? What is it about a guy knocking into people's houses, asking them if they could mow the lawn for free? And then I'm watching a 3 minute time lapse of this guy mowing the lawn, and I'm like, why did I sit here for 3 minutes and watch this guy mow the lawn? Well,
Mhm.
one, I don't know how to mow the lawn. I'm not a gardener. I don't I never applied any of that. But by watching this guy, I'm getting value because now I kind of see how it's done, and I'm like, he did a good job. So now you got to take that and be like, stop trying to target people in your industry. Stop trying to
Mm-hmm.
show off to the next barber or stylist. The goal is to connect with the masses because the people in
Mm-hmm.
the industry are already going to watch it because it's hair related. How do we connect with the masses? So I always
Mm-hmm.
tell people you have to give value.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you post today in today's world, it might change in 6 months, it might change next year. But right now, if your information or your content is not given value or it's not shareable, then you're posting for no reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the people that already know you and the people that support you or mess with you, they're kind of like forced to watch it or even like it just because they mess with you. But that's not who we're trying to get. We're trying to get the people outside. So
Mm-hmm.
when I make content now, and I said it, when you film an after haircut, don't just film it and put a Bad Bunny track behind it because there is no value behind it. But if you film that same after haircut and you explain who this person is, how often they come in for a haircut, how do they ask for a haircut, or what do they get, or how you go about doing it, guess what? Now you're giving value to your audience, which means, hey, someone that doesn't know anything about hair is going to want to share that to people and be like, look, this is how you create that mid fade. Just
Mm-hmm.
off a video, all you did was an after. So
Mm-hmm.
every time you post, ask yourself, am I giving value to somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Am I giving gems? Am I
Mm-hmm.
relating to somebody? Am I making people laugh? If I'm
Mm-hmm.
not doing any of those things, you're posting content for no reason.
Mm-hmm. And I love that. I love all of that. And all of the people that are in my course. If you guys are in my social media course, type family in the chat because I know the families out here. I love this because you're speaking to my soul. It's the same stuff that I've told them over and over. The stuff about looking at content outside the industry, asking yourself how you can put your own twist on it, bring it into the industry. I love all of this. And it's such gems and it's so important because so many of us are just trying to emulate what we see other barbers doing. And it's like, bro, when you find yourself trying to come up with cool content ideas and you're in a creative funk, we all spend more time on social media than we need to. And we're all scrolling and we're all stopping and we're all getting mesmerized. But very few of us are asking ourselves, why did we stop? What about it mesmerized us? What is catching me? And this is the stuff I always preach, and I love you saying it because like my homie said earlier, we're on the same frequency because that's how I come up with so many ideas just like you, because it's just like, okay, what about this hooked me in right away? What's keeping my attention? Okay, how can I do it in my own way now and figure out how I could give value? And the one thing I will say when it comes to giving value, like you said a lot, when you're talking about asking yourself questions before you post, is this gems? Is this helping people? Is this giving value? One key question you guys always should ask yourself, if your goal is to reach the most people possible, grow your audience, build on social media, and go viral, right? Is ask yourself, why would somebody share this? Would I share this? Before you post it, right? Because you got to think about what viral is, guys. Viral is all of us showing other people stuff. Hey, did you see this? Viral is us sending stuff in the group chat. Yo, check this out. Viral is us sending stuff to our significant other. That's what makes things go viral, us sharing stuff. So before you post anything, ask yourself, would somebody else share this? Why would they? And ask yourself, would you share it? And if the answer to that is no, then the chances of, or you can't find a reason why somebody shared, the chances of it going viral are next to none. Now, there are times with a social media strategy where it's not about going viral. There's other things, but I know so many of you guys want more views. You want to get more followers. You want to grow, get more reach, and you want to be able to build on multiple platforms like you see Los doing. Los is crushing it on every platform he's on. You see me building on other platforms. One of the keys, the most important thing that we do is we try to make content that's relatable, that gives value, and that is shareable. And you guys could be doing the same thing. And we always look outside of the industry and try to invite things in to the industry and then do it the best way we know how, right? Like that's the thing I've always been so inspired about with Los is he's always trying to be the best at what he does, bro. Like he's trying to crush everything he does, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just a half-ass thing. It's how can we do this the best? And an example of that I gotta pull this up, bro. While I'm thinking of it, is this right here, bro? When you went on
Yes.
Barber Versus, man. Like
Shut that
Barber Versus was
down.
so. I got an opportunity to be on it. I ain't even a battler, but I'm just a good marketer, content creator, pot stirrer, all of that. So
Mhm.
I made my way on Barber Versus. And Barber Versus was dope. There was some great fading. There was some great hair cutting. You had me and Drew doing the marketing, and then him doing all the fast cuts and stuff. But then you and Diego came, and y'all did this, bro. Y'all did this right here, which
And you
was
want to know the craziest part, bro?
insane, bro. What's up?
Just to show you, check this out, right?
Yep.
I had no idea what Diego was gonna do. Diego had no idea what I was gonna do. But at that time, at that moment, I did my research, and as you can see, Diego did his research, and we both knew what was in style, what
Mm-hmm.
was in that punk cyber look, that funky colored hair, that the jewelry, the leather, all that. That was what was hitting at the time. And if you take a look at two people that didn't know what they were both gonna do, and then you put both finished products into that photo you just shared, it almost looks like we both planned this out.
It was insane.
That just goes to show like the level of paying attention and studying your industry. Because if you really think about it, and I don't know, I wouldn't even know how to put this in words, but let's just say we put another Barber versus me or another Barber versus Diego. If they didn't do their homework, dude, my man's would have probably had a Tommy Hilfiger shirt on
Mm-hmm.
with a cool haircut or a jersey. You get what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
we literally went from A to Z. We covered everything, and in the end, when we saw his result and he saw my result, I was like, "Hey, touche." Hats off to Diego for flying to Chicago and doing that. I had the home court advantage, but he still murdered him and he did his thing, man. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, it was cool. I remember, bro, I remember that Barber Versus, right? Me as a content creator and a marketer, I say, yo, this is about to be the most watched one. This one's going to be crazy. People are going to be tapped in for this. So I said, how can I use it to my advantage? So what did I do? I was in the comment section acting a fool for your Barber Versus. I was
Were you
giving
really?
value. Bro, I was in there joking, roasting, just having fun. So while you guys are competing, everybody's watching, there was a part of it, I'm sure people can vouch in the comments, where it was like, yo, Marv is funny. Because I remember you specifically, you had all the people helping you. So I remember being like,
No, no,
Los
no,
with
no, no,
another
no.
assistant.
I I had
Los got
one
the whole
person
team
help
of
me.
assistants. It seemed like you had 100 people helping you, right? Or not even helping you, but a part of the show and performance
Yeah,
you
a
put
part of
on.
it. I had a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
video guys, a lot because I was shooting the documentary. It's on YouTube now. If you guys don't know what Marv's talking about, if you
yeah.
just go on there and you go Diego versus Los or Los versus Diego, it's a
Fire.
30-minute documentary. It's so dope. I did all the editing on that, all the editing.
Yeah.
But here was the problem. So for those people that are watching it, and I'm not gonna sit here and say who do you think won or who do you think lost, because at the end of the day,
The
when
industry
Papito
won
did
for
the
that.
yeah, at the end of the day, when Papito did the hour screenshot, it was literally at 50-50.
Crazy.
Um, Everybody has their opinion on it. I have mine. I'm sure Diego has his. But the thing that to me is how I felt. And I said this in the documentary. I was like, I had called Papito and I was like, ask Diego if he's plans on having an assistant. Because if
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna have an assistant, then I'll have an assistant. And Papito, just being Papito, reaches out to Diego, asks Diego, and Diego says yes. I could only assume Diego meant assistant, like I got people coming with me to help me.
Yeah.
I meant assistant, like a Cosmo would have somebody handing tools,
Mm-hmm.
unplugging stuff, holding the hair. So when the time came and I had an assistant and I looked over and Diego didn't, and everybody's in the comment like, Los, um, Los got help and this and that. And it's like, dude, in reality, she wasn't doing anything but holding hair and handing me
Right.
items. Like
And it was
she
part of the
wasn't in there.
performance.
Yeah, she wasn't in there doing any cutting or styling. No, I was doing all that. But that was just I looked bad in the comments, and this is why people were like, "Oh, Diego did it by himself." And like I said, touche to Diego all day.
I don't know. I see why you can see that, and sure there were people saying that for sure, but I think the overwhelming view of it was positive. I mean, of course there was roasting, and I was in there having fun with it too because I seen what people were saying. But I mean, at the end of the day, the Barber Versus was a show. It was more than just cutting hair. It was a show. And that would, bro, you both did put on such amazing shows. And then when you looked at that finished product, and it was just, bro, it was just so fire. You brought your Los
Oh,
Cut energy. Diego brought his I'm just chilling energy. It was the yin and yang. It was fire, man. It was great.
you know that was the only time ever in my life that I competed.
Oh, that's the only time you ever battled?
Yeah, I never battled at a barber battle. I've never no, that was the only
I
time I
did
battled.
one. I'm 0-1 barber battles, and now I lost to Drew, so I'm 0-2 career. So
It's a career.
you're 0-0 with a draw for your career. Let me find out. And we still been
Me,
able
yeah,
to crush it in the industry. That's cool.
me personally, I've never been a battle person.
Yeah.
I have my reasons, but I know people do battle and people do, and it's the reason why a lot of these shows are still happening because people are battling. But I never felt like I needed to, and I went my
Yeah.
own lane, and it worked out for me. But it felt
From
good
Los
to
Cutted. It's a
finally,
Los Cutted shirt, by the way. You can get it from Los. Hit them up.
yeah, very simple. Go to loscutit.com, loscutit.com, one word. You can order. If you want to, we haven't updated the photos yet because I've been extremely busy, but we do have them in different colors. So if you want like a red goat or any other color, let us know. And I'm meaning, you know what? Since we're on the topic of the goat shirt, I need to share this with people because I want people to understand what the goat brand really means. And what I don't want is I don't want people to think, especially when you gave me that title for this segment right here. I'm like, like now
Bro, you
I gotta
are the
say,
GOAT, and you're gonna say your piece, but you are, bro. Well, go ahead, say
no,
your
that's
piece.
cool. Now I appreciate
Do
that,
your
really,
humble
but I
thing.
don't
Go ahead.
the branding behind the GOAT is everyone. If you don't know, the GOAT stands for the greatest of all time, right? You label people like Michael Jordan, you label people like Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, etc. Whoever you think is the greatest of all time, that's who you think. So the GOAT brand stands for that. It doesn't mean that I walk around saying I'm the GOAT or I'm better than anyone, but what that brand symbolizes, and I had this thank you card. So every time somebody orders a t-shirt, you get this thank you card. Can I read it? Do you mind if I read it?
Yeah, and while he's reading, everybody flood the chat with goats, bro, because we got two goats on the screen, bro. Flood the chat with
So
goats. We
yeah,
got a whole bunch
I
of
want
goats
people
in
to
the chat.
understand.
Flood the chat with goats.
It says GOAT isn't just a brand, it's a commitment to greatness. Wearing the brand means you're embracing your journey to be great, to be the greatest version of yourself every day. Each thread carries a reminder that your efforts matter, that you are on the path of greatness. Thank you for making GOAT a part of your brand and a part of your journey. Your dedication to personal excellence fuels our purpose. Here's to becoming the greatest of all time in our own unique way. Thank you. That is the
Mm,
real reason behind the GOAT brand. So when you buy a shirt or you wear a GOAT brand shirt, you're not wearing a Lowe's cutted shirt. You're wearing a shirt that symbolizes that, yo, I'm a beast. I work hard.
it's a
Like
fact.
I deserve. Yeah, I wear this with pride. So that's what it is. So for those watching, if you didn't know, now you know. And go to
Yes.
lowescut.com.
I love it. And now that Los cleared that up, let me speak on his behalf. He is the GOAT, bro. I don't care. I don't care. The one thing that's always driven me crazy, bro, I've never understood this, right? Is if we're in a whole room, okay, and everybody's doing their whole thing, right? And Los Cutit's doing his stuff, and all these people are doing their stuff. If everybody comes up to Los, there's a whole big group of people comes up to Los and says, "Yo, that's fire! Yo, this is the dopest thing I've seen in here. Yo, that's amazing." It's okay for Los to be like, "Thank you, I appreciate it." But if Los says, "I know it's fire. I know it's the best in here." If Los agrees with what you say, now it's like, he's being cocky, he's being arrogant, he needs to humble himself. Why can't he appreciate his greatness too? Why can't he appreciate it? Why is it a bad thing for me when y'all say, "Yo, that Gem Talk episode was fire"? I say, "I know it was, bro. I know it was." And, and,
You know
and
what
so
it
many
is,
people will
Marv?
say that, well, if you're the greatest, you don't have to say it. The best don't say it. There's a degree of truth to that. But I know a lot of goats that will walk around and tell you they're the greatest. And we
Floyd
can think of
Mayweather will.
in
No
every
problem.
industry and lane where people will say I'm the greatest. What's wrong with that? Why does that make so many of y'all feel so inferior and insecure? Why does somebody's confidence and being proud of themselves and being proud of what they do, why does that make so many of us feel insecure and inferior? If somebody says that they're the best or they're the GOAT, hey, maybe they are. It ain't gonna make me feel any less of me. Like, I'm still gonna be doing what I do. I'm still gonna be moving and feeling like I'm the GOAT too. So at the end of the day, what I guess what I'm saying is, there's a multiple approaches to take the things, and I love the way Los he takes his approach where he just does what he does it to be the best he could be, and his work speaks for itself, and the people speak for him. But at the same time, bro, like, and for those of you tapping in, it's okay to be proud of yourself, man. It's okay to acknowledge that you do good things. It's okay to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, you're a savage, bro. You are a GOAT. That's okay. I'm my biggest supporter. I mean, my pops is probably my biggest supporter, but aside from my pops, I'm my second biggest supporter. And I think that's okay. And I don't need y'all to agree with me. You know what I'm saying?
You
But
know what?
be proud of
You're
yourself, bro.
you're 100% right. I think what does it for me, to be honest with everybody, man, because now I'm gonna have to bring a vulnerability into this, right? Is that, don't get me wrong, man. Sometimes I do take a step back and I look at all the things that I've done. And that's why I keep that 5,000 post up there. You know, I get people all the time, delete that shit, bro. Get it down. It's too
No,
much.
that's the journey,
No,
baby.
because exactly, dude. I need to remember where I came from and how it all started. Because when I look back and I think back of all I've done, which is very rare, I rarely stop and do it. But when I
Yeah, and
do, I
that's
did it.
part of the reason why I wanted to have this conversation, bro. Just to remind you of some of the things you've done, and for the people who don't know who you are to see, like, you done put your work in, you put your hours, your mastery hours in, man. This didn't just happen overnight. So that's why one of the main reasons I wanted to have this, because I know you. So I'm like, bro, like, people look at Los and make these assumptions, but we got to get him on the Gem Talk so we can show people the work he's put in. You know, the body of work, the time, the sacrifices, and all that, and see, this wasn't luck. This ain't just happened overnight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. It's crazy because it's happening now more than ever. It feels like this year I'm finally getting that recognition. Now, people might say, "Dude, what? You've been on top. You've been this, Los. You've been hot."
Well, you don't be knowing
Be
your low sometimes. That's why I told Andy Authentic. You just forget, or you don't know because you're you. You're in your body. You don't see the outside perception. You been him, Los. You been
Yeah,
him.
well,
But go on. What you saying?
but now, like now, and I mean this, like, dude, I go to Dubai. I just came from Dubai, London, Spain, and Mexico, and the stuff that people know about you in different countries that live in the middle of nowhere, and they're just coming up to me and they're asking me about my dog and my studio, and I'm just like, whoa. When I get that, it brings shock to me because you gotta understand, dude. When you're in it, when you're in the mix, it never feels like you made it. If that makes any
Mm-hmm.
sense,
Mm-hmm.
it'll never feel, and that's a gift and a curse. Because do I understand? I've been on magazines, yes. Do I understand? I've been on TV, yes. Do I understand? I travel. Do I understand? I represent companies, etc. I mean, the list goes. Do I understand that? Yes, but it never feels like I made it. The same
Mm-hmm.
way a person that comes up to me and says, "Bro, I've been putting in work for 10 years at the shop. I feel like I'm stuck. I don't know what to do next. Any advice from me?" That's how I feel, but on a whole nother level.
Right.
I'm on my level, always feeling the way you're feeling. So don't think that because from the outside looking in, it looks like I made it and I'm on top and I'm fucking being fed grapes and I'm making all this money. No, I'm still going through that same anxiety of how can I stay relevant? What can I do to
Mm-hmm.
create? What do you hear? I'm still going through it. The only difference between me and a lot of people is that I've never quit. I never stopped. So I
Mm-hmm.
keep pushing and pushing. And before you know it, you get hit up by Marv and he wants to do a gem talk and he wants to name that the greatest barber in the world. And that's how these things happen to me. That's how I see it from my end. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This guy got receipts. Oh crap.
I'm not
I
just
guess I
making
am
a
pretty.
claim and not coming with receipts. Marv stands
I,
on what he
I
says, bro.
I guess I am pretty good. Oh, I guess I did do that before that. I guess so. When I tell people, it's like, dude, sometimes you won't even understand it, dude. You just keep doing you, keep focusing, and keep getting better. It's like the gym, bro. You hit the gym every day. You hit it. You can look in the mirror in a week. You can look in the mirror in 2 weeks. You're not gonna see nothing. But if you do that for years and years, one day you're gonna look in the mirror and you're gonna be like, damn, I look good. It just happens. But
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't happen either. You have to put in that work.
Yeah. And I love all of that, man. I love everything you just said. And I completely agree with a lot of these feelings never go away. Like they never go away. Some of these, these feelings of how do I, like you said, how do I stay relevant? Them feelings of that the worry or anxiety, like am I falling off, or the nervousness that comes with it. That stuff don't go away. So what I always love to say to people, man, is it's not about getting rid of those feelings. It's about taking action despite those feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they're never going to go away. There's never going to come a time where you feel like you made it. If you guys are hungry, ambitious, grinders, you will never make it, because the more you start making it, the more you realize you can obtain, and you see there's new ceilings. So that feeling will never leave. You know what I'm saying? It's so like,
So
if
it's
you're
important to embrace that and
yes, use
understand
it as
that,
a
and because you
superpower.
understand exactly, man, and keep chasing, it's just gonna keep happening. And because I know that now, I'm okay with it. I'm okay that it's a battle till I die. Literally, it's gonna be
Mhm.
a battle. The moment I stop and think I'm that dude, oh,
Yeah.
I just did a live with Marvy, I'm the greatest, everyone agrees, I'm that dude. The moment I do that, that's when everybody else passes me up. That's when the industry passes me up. That's when I fall back. And it's like you got to constantly keep pushing, man.
Mhm. And the one thing
You
I will
know,
say, man, this is where this is why they say it's so important to appreciate the process and the journey, right? Because here's what I want to say, guys, and Los can vouch for this. Any goal that we've set out to achieve, and you guys can vouch for this too, any goal that we all have set out to achieve, once we accomplished it, there's that feeling of like, we did it, but then it's still like, okay, what's next? Right? Like, it's very, very short lived. Right. So the worst position you could be in is to go through all of this stuff, do all of this stuff that you truly don't enjoy doing for years and years and years to obtain some sort of result. Then you get that result and then realize, like, wow, this ain't really what I thought it was. Right. So that's why
100%.
I always try to drive home the point of, and it's cliche, I know it is, but you really got to enjoy what you do and love what you do, because the process is going to make up most of your life. The results are going to be very short lived, and it's on to the next thing. And I can say from my experience that I truly, truly enjoy what I do every day while I'm working towards these goals. And then as I knock these goals off, then it's on to the next one. But I enjoy it, right? Just like Los does. So make sure you guys are enjoying what you're doing. And it's okay to be stressed out and have ups and downs and all of that. It's all part of it. But down deep down in your heart, if you truly enjoy what you're doing. And if you don't truly enjoy what you're doing, you gotta find that thing. You gotta find that
Yeah,
thing.
and if you're 18, between 18 and 27, if you're in that little
Experiment, bro.
gap, yes, screw
Yes.
up, dude. Listen, don't take life too serious. If you're in love, don't count on that either. You know what I mean? Like, focus on you, focus, do you, have fun. Because when I tell you, this is for all my men listening. When I tell you, life truly doesn't begin for a man till after 32. I'm not lying
Mm-hmm.
to you, dude.
I
I'm
feel you, bro.
36. Marv's 37, and you're
Bro, why
probably
you
at your
put my
prime
age
right
out
now.
there, bro? Don't be.
Because you
They
said it
think
earlier.
I'm
You
28. They think I'm
they think I'm
28.
28. They're like, "Los, no way. How long you been doing here? 24 years. How old are you?" I'm like, uh-huh. No, but
It's because you're
dude, my
happy what
life,
you do. Happy with what you're doing. That's what keeps you young, by the way. Not to cut you off, but people always ask, like, "Yo, you look young." Yeah, because I'm happy doing what I do every day. It helps me age slower.
yeah, maybe that might be a fact. But in reality is, don't take life too serious, man. I didn't, just to paint a picture. I'm 36. I didn't take barbering serious until the age of 26.
Mm,
You hear me? I was cutting
mm,
hair since the age of 12. At the 26, you know what I was doing in my early 20s? I was making, let's just say hypothetically, I made 350, 400 on a Friday. Let's just say that, right? I would go straight to the mall after the shop. I would spend 200, 250 on an outfit, and then I would go to the club and spend the remainder in club. And my mindset at that time was, oh, I'm gonna tomorrow, Saturday, baby. I got a full schedule tomorrow. I'm gonna go make that right back. And I would make that money right back. And then Saturday night, I would go out and do the same thing.
mm-hmm.
And I would do that until one day, we all get that fear of being 30. And I'm telling you guys, 30, girl, guy, or whatever you want to be labeled, 30 is not the end of the world, man. That's the beginning. Trust me.
Yeah,
When I
I
turned
agree,
26, I
man.
was like, I was like, dude, 26, I'm about to be 30 in 4 years. I got to get my life together. I didn't start paying taxes till I was 28. You know, there's people that start working at 16 that start paying taxes at the age of 16, building up their social security. I didn't do that till I was 28. But just to show you, I'm 36 now. 8 years later, look how much I was able to change because I
Mm-hmm.
applied myself. So for
Mm-hmm.
anyone out there killing it at the age of 21, 22, like Gary Vee says, chill out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rush. Enjoy
Mm-hmm.
it, kill it, learn it, experiment, try new things. Is your job. You're the future. Why are you trying to compete with my chapter 36 when you're only on chapter 20, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Focus on you. Focus on your time.
I
And I
love
think
that.
it's important. I think it's important for people to truly understand that patience and time is your greatest weapon. If you
Mm-hmm.
can understand that and not rush through anything, your time will come.
Mm. Barbers, I need you guys to flood the chat with some gems. I need you guys to flood the chat with some goat emojis. You know what I'm saying? And let everybody know you're enjoying this, man. If you guys are watching this on a TV or a computer, take a picture of it. You don't got to share it yet, but at some point when we're done with the live, share it to your story, tag me and Los in it so we can show you some love. If you're watching it on your phone, screenshot it, tag us in it so we can show you some love and share your thoughts. Let the world know you're enjoying this gem talk, so that way when they see it, they can come back and watch it. What I want to start doing now is I want to get into some of the questions because there's been a lot of questions. I'm glad you guys are loving this, so feel free to ask a bunch of questions. Like I said, the people that, because I did see some people that have done the super chats, which I'm super thankful and appreciative for. Thank you guys. It's like a tip, you know what I'm saying? So thank y'all. You guys will definitely get priority when it comes to answering the questions. Anybody that does that, but we're going to do our best to get to all of the questions. A couple things to mention, because I know you guys were having issues buying the Bopper card because I guess Tim said that from Bopper said that so much traffic at once kind of made it freeze up a little bit. He said it's back up and it's fixed. So I'm going to leave it as a link in my bio for a little while, or you can go to ismarvymarv.com. It's probably the easiest link to give y'all, and it'll be at the top of my profile. You guys will get a free Barber's Bopper gift card, or not gift card, digital business card, and all you're going to have to do is cover the shipping. So let's look at some of these questions, Los, and see what's going on up in here. There's a lot of them in here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. So Chris says, "Hey Los, do you still do SMP? If not, why did you stop? What keeps you from doing SMP or hair replacements? Maybe off topic, but they want to know."
Just to answer that real quick, I've always been big about having a plan, right? Whether it's in life, whether it's anything that I do, you have to have a plan because if not, you're just gonna be that hamster in the wheel, constantly doing the same thing over and over until you physically run out. When I was learning SMP, I knew that I wanted to shift. By the time I was 30, I knew I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to keep cutting behind a chair. So by doing SMP, I learned it. I enjoyed it. I respectfully, and I say this with all due respect, felt like I was too valuable to sit there for 3 or 4 hours poking dots. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, dude, I'm too talented to just do that. And a lot of people, what's the first thing they tell me? Bro, you know how much money is in this? You know how much money you can make? Now let me share another gem with the world. I never chased money in my whole career ever.
Mm-hmm.
I just always did what I love. I did what I felt right. I worked with people. I did everything with genuine and love, and opportunities came. I never chased a dollar because I know people that chase money and all they're focused on is money and they're never happy. They might have a lot of money, but they won't be happy, right? So I knew that if I kept doing SMP or if I grew that audience, it was just going to keep me in that chair a lot longer. So I knew that. I'm like, that's not what I want for myself. I had a taste of educating, so I knew that I enjoyed educating. So I had chosen to just travel the world and be an educator for companies instead of being behind a chair taking in clients. And granted, thank God, I like to think that I make more money traveling and doing what I truly love than sitting behind poking dots
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of money.
I
So
love it. Love it. Great answer. Shout outs to Rel. Rel say you don't work Saturdays no more. Appreciate the super chat. Murph, appreciate the super chat as well. Said we do what we do, and we do it. Them, I don't really know what this says, but shout outs to Murph
we
right
love what
there.
we do and who we do them
Yeah.
for.
And shout outs to Rel again. Said Los really the GOAT.
Thank you, brother.
Jamie said, shout outs to Jamie too. I appreciate the free game. It's just a little bit to give back. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie also had a great question. He said, Los, what's the most important lesson you learned while working in official cuts and an ambassador for that other company?
What's the most important thing that I learned working at official cuts and as an ambassador as two
Yeah,
separate things or
that
together?
sounds like two separate things. So, I
Okay.
mean, if you
The
want to
most
answer
important
however you
thing that
want.
I learned, yeah, the most important thing that I learned at working, not even at official cuts, just at a barbershop, is that you cannot take people with you. And what I
Mm,
mean by that is that I'm always that dude where I have all these cool ideas and I want to try new things, and I always try to get my barber boys to be a part of it because I was always a team player and I wanted people to stick around and stay late and watch and just have patience, trust the process, and or pay for people's flight just so they could come with me to a show so I can get them to experience what I experienced. And you try to do all this for so many people, and you come to realize that like you can't force anyone to do something they don't want to do. So
mm,
focus on yourself, do it on your own. And when you do it and you start focusing on your own path, people that are meant to be in your path are going to come and show up. They're just going to come and be a part of it. And that's what's happened to me. People they ask me right now, they're like, how do you build a team? Well, let me give you another solid gem. All right. This goes out to all my barbershop owners or anyone trying to build a team. It's very important that you treat your person or your team members like they're working with you, not for you. And what I mean by that is that when I work with people, I bring their or whatever I think or whatever I see in them apart to what I'm doing, right? I never say, hey, you work for me now, so you got to do this, you got to do that. No, I'm like, yo, what do you think about that? Because you're good at this. How can I use your skill to make my skill look better? And when I start doing things like that, whether it's at a barbershop or building a team, these people start to feel like, damn, I'm building with Los. I'm not building for Los. Because when
mm-hmm,
you make people feel like they're working for you, what's the first thing they're gonna say? Man, I can't wait to get my own shop.
mm-hmm,
But no one's gonna feel that way, or I can't wait to do my own thing. No one's gonna feel that way if they feel like their own thing is already going on with you. If that makes any sense,
mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what I learned. You can't take anyone with you. And what I learned with the name of which we will not
Mm-hmm,
name, I that company was such a startup company. It wasn't like when I started with Babyliss, there was a legit corporation. They had everything laid down. With that name, that company that I was with, we're all figuring it out together. We're all like, hey, you ever done a class? Nope. All right, let's figure this out. So I just learned a lot through them. I can't really say that I learned anything bad because a lot of it was trial and error. But what I did learn was getting on stage and talking and breaking that barrier of
mm-hmm,
educating. And even one of the hardest things to do is educating when no one's watching you. When you're on a platform at a hair show and you have a model and you're mic'd up and there's not a single soul watching you, it takes a lot for you to be like, hey guys, good morning. My name is Los Cut It. Today I'm going to show you. And you're just going in, but there's no one watching you. That
mm-hmm,
discouragement, that kills you. But if you can get through that, you just become powerful, bro. You become greater. Your skin gets tougher. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
But that's it. I learned a lot with that company, which is
I,
now
well,
level 3.
yeah, yeah. What I will say too, when you talk about you can't take everybody with you. One thing that I've learned, and I think this is another gem for you guys too, is that everybody's vision is different. Everybody's end game is different. Everybody's desires are different. So even me earlier on in my career, what I used to do a lot of was I would buy, the people that I work with tickets. I would book their rooms and I would do all that to have them come with me to events. And what I was really doing, not realizing it, was kind of putting them in a position where they almost felt like they had to come, even if they didn't want to come. They felt like they had to because I had already did that. You know what I mean? So, as I've grown older and got a little bit wiser, what I've learned is some people are just okay with whatever it is they're doing. And it's not right or wrong. It's just
Right. It's
they're
okay.
okay doing what they're doing. And just because I may be ambitious and hungry in ways that they are not, and I want to do certain things that they don't, it doesn't make them wrong. You know what I mean? So if you're around people and you're trying to show them all of this stuff that's exciting you and you want them to be a part of it too, and they just don't want to be, that's all right. It's okay. And it may just lead to you having to change your environment if you're starting to feel less inspired being around them. But it's not necessarily a bad thing if people don't want to do what you do. So I had to make sure I said that. Barbers. I seen a really good question that I want to where was that? This one. Shout outs to your lead for the super chat. Said, how did y'all go by with the negativity when first coming out as barbers? Big shout out, you're killing it. So how did you handle, because when you became a barber back in 1962, even though I'm older than you, but back in 1962, like it was definitely looked more down upon than it is today. Today it's kind of
Oh,
like it's become cool. I'd say a lot because of the events and TikTok and stuff like that. But how did you deal with the negativity back when you were just starting out?
um, I guess a lot had to do with I've been there's type of people like me, right, where I strive in proving people wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just in barbering, it was in life in general. You know what I mean? Like when I dropped out of high school and I decided to put myself into a boot camp because I was gonna shave 6 months and get my GED 6 months earlier. My mom was like, "What the? Why? No, why would you drop out?" I'm like, let me show you. You know, when I bought my first car, as soon as I was able to get credit, I bought my first car. My dad's like, dude, you just put yourself in a situation that you don't even know how you're gonna get out of, and you're gonna learn. And what did I do? I proved them wrong. I paid my car off in 3 years and got the title and all that. So every time someone's ever made me feel like I couldn't do it, I just always prove them wrong. So barbering it didn't feel like they were just picking on me with just barbering. To me, it just felt like it was another thing where people were like, oh, you're a barber. What else is next? So what else you gonna do? And what is that? That's not a real job. But because it was so, and I don't want to say new because barbering goes back in the day, right? It goes so far back to the reason why a lot of barbers went out of business or why it fell off is because everything comes back around, right? So guys in the 70s, they started letting their hair grow out, right? They started going to salons to get their hair cut. They weren't really bringing any business to the barbershop. So a lot of barbershops closed down and went out of business. And that's kind of what stopped the barber industry in its tracks to an extent until the 80s and the 90s, and it slowly started coming back. But now that we're in a place where it's so respected, a lot more than what it was, like now you look back and you're like, okay, I emphasize on people that clown me for being a barber. The people were like, dude, it's like being a janitor. That's not a real job. And now is like, I don't forget those. I don't forget those things, and I smile every time because it's just so dope to know that you're doing so much better than the people that were making fun of you, and not even so much better than them, so much better than maybe their family or their parents, and all that cool stuff. So I can't really say that I got through the negativity. My entire life was about people not thinking I was ever gonna do anything. So that was just a part of it.
You
So
like making people eat their words and
I always
choke
did.
on them. Me
I always
too.
did.
That's why we've
You know
always
what?
clicked. I
So
always tell people the thing, how you could stop Marvy Marv? Just shut up and leave him alone. But people give me way too much ammo, bro. They give me way too much ammo. That
I'm not
that
gonna lie, dude.
it fires me up. I just the idea of being able to make you eat your words is just more than enough energy than I need to make sure that I make you eat your words. And that's the type of time you on. And I love that, bro.
That is the only way, man. It's the only way to prove people wrong and to make them a believer.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like now it's happening because I'm not gonna lie to you, Marv. Like here, that vulnerability is coming back. When you posted that, I remember looking at the person I was with, and I was like, "Oh, that's the worst title you can name for something like that." Like I remember
Oh,
just being
you seen it and
like
you were
this
like,
is gonna bring a lot of people talking crap, and I'm not ready to see these comments of people saying, "Hell no, Lowe's, you are crazy. I got my homie and tagging this person. I got my home."
you don't
But
know your Los cut it, man. That it
bro,
is
that right.
truly beautiful to witness. You don't know.
so
You
so
don't.
so when I seen your
Uh,
post get over 2,000 some likes, I don't even know what it's at now. When I seen all those comments, when I seen all that support, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I was shocked. I was like, what? Like that is so cool to see because, dude, think about it, bro. In this life, you get your flowers when you're dead, or you probably never get them. As a man, it rarely happens. But to see all those people support it, bro, it made me feel like
we had
accepted for
2,200 likes
once.
and a ton of comments.
Yeah, and 98% were so positive that
Them 2% be eating though. They do kind of be eating. I get that. It's weird how we're wired as humans. It goes back to survival, right? Like it's all like in our DNA, right? When we see something as a perceived threat, I'm not gonna go too deep down it, but it's just we're wired to highlight negativity and stuff because that's what keeps us safe and protects us and will lead to us surviving. So it's in our wiring to really focus on that negativity. But that's why I always try to do my best to steer people on the right track when they get too far off track and start dwelling in that. It's like, yo, bro, but at the end of the day, the love and positivity outweighs that by the thousands, bro.
yeah.
By the thousands, you know? And what I will say is with me making that title, how I came up with it, honestly, was I was like, okay, what can I call this? You know, and I got to figure out something to put out that I know is gonna that is gonna get attention on the show that so that people could come in and see the show, right? And tune in and get the game. And I said, well, how do I feel? Like, what do I feel when I think about Los Cut It? And the first thought that came to my mind is, and you've seen me say this on post before. I'm like, well, he is the best barber in the whole world. Like when I think about how deep the bag is, like in my opinion, I think he's the best barber in the whole world. And I have plenty of receipts to back up that argument if anybody got time in the day and want to argue. So I'm like, I'm just going to call it that, the best barber in the world. And I didn't really
Versatile.
realize, honestly, that there was that part of you that may get wrapped up in the hate. Because if I did think that deep into it, I probably would have said something to you first. Because what I've come to learn is that not everybody it handles social media the same. Whereas me, like I've been doing this polarizing stuff and standing on stuff for so long that a lot of it just bounces off me now. For the most part, just bounces off. But sometimes I'm so wrapped up in my own world that I forget that not everybody is in that world like I am and is in the polarizing world and deals with that. So not everybody has as much experience dealing with that as me. So knowing what I know now, looking back at it, you've actually helped me because moving forward, if I'm going to be that polarizing, I'm just going to make sure that, hey, are you cool to go this route? And if you give me the green light, then I'm going, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just going because I'm comfortable playing in that arena, you know? So you taught me a valuable lesson too.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, part of me was like, "Hey, man, that's Marvy Marv. Marvy Marv can call me whatever he wants.
Yeah,
That's
facts.
his opinion. That's dope." The other part was like, "Damn, like, okay, knowing how I am, I'm gonna have to retaliate if people start coming at me because
Yeah.
I got receipts too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
So if
yeah.
people want to sit here and say this and say that, I could come in and people be like, "Don't give that attention." I'm like, "No, no, no." See, one thing about me is that I'll never disrespect anyone in a disrespectful way. I'll
Right.
reply with such a smart remark. Like somebody, I think one of the comments was like, "What did he say?" He's like, "Oh, with all these enhancements does he uses, does it wash off in the rain?" And what was my reply?
Yeah, I love it. Bro, I love
I
it
said,
because you had fun with it. That's why I always encourage people, have fun with it. Don't take it so serious. You were like, nah, they leave with an umbrella every time. I was like,
"Everybody
perfect.
gets a brand new umbrella when they walk
Love
out
it.
my shop."
Love it.
Like I'm not sitting here saying, like, "Hey, bro, screw you." No, dude, I don't know you, bro. You might be cool as hell. You're just
Right.
speaking your mind. But if
Right.
you're gonna come with some slick, I'm gonna come with something slicker, and
Yeah.
and and we're gonna have fun with it. And it's cool. I got time. But
Yeah.
it was a lot of love. I was shocked, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked. I was like, no way. And to this day, I would never say that I'm the best barber in the world.
Nah,
What
you
I
got me to
consider
do that. I'll
myself,
do it.
no, but I'm saying what I consider myself to be a very versatile barber. Of course, very versatile.
Yeah.
I kind of did what Kobe did. Kobe Bryant, how he became so great, and he studied not just MJ. He studied a variety of players and picked what he liked from everybody and made it his own. And that's why Kobe is one of the greats. So
Yeah.
I kind of went that route. I picked what I thought I needed to learn from every single person, put my own twist into it, and got good. And I just got good with cutting hair or building an empire behind a chair, but getting good with content and getting good with other things that I was able to implement with my art to expand and be, at the level that I am today.
Yeah.
That I'll give myself credit because I
Yeah.
know that I'm versatile.
Yeah.
But to sit here and say the greatest,
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, ugh. But I also think about, well, who else is
Right. So that's
who-
what there's a few things I want to say. Number one, that your versatility is what plays into me giving you that title, right? And that's why even the title of the conversation is longevity and versatility, because you've been doing this for so long, crushing it for so long, you're very versatile, right? So that's why, the picture was the best in the world, but the title was longevity and versatility. Because for me, when I think about, okay, if we're going to have a conversation about who the best barber is, right? And obviously, best is subjective, and everybody has their own opinion on what they view as important and all of that. But for me, when I'm looking at, okay, if somebody were to walk in the door of the shop, right, asking for whatever it is, could the barber take it on? And when I think of you, I really don't know, and maybe you can enlighten us. If somebody walks into the shop and asks for something, is there something that you can't do? Because I think if somebody walks in for a basic everyday haircut, you are going to go stupid. If somebody comes in asking for a design, you're going to go stupid. They come in asking for a logo, you're going stupid. They come in asking for a portrait, you're going stupid. They need to be in and out in a fast time. People see you cutting on stage and doing what you do now. You take your time, 20-something years in. They don't know you was doing ball fades in 3 minutes. So if you need to get people in and out, you're going to go stupid. If people want textured tops and all of that UK stuff, you're going to go stupid. If a woman walks in and wants some woman stuff done, some makeup done, whatever she wants done, you're going to go stupid. So when I think about what can't you handle walking in the door, I don't know. I know one of the people said, can he do a shave? And I'm like, bro, the fact that you even think for a split second that a basic shave, after you see him do all this and master all this, you think he can't do a shave
You know what?
efficiently, proficiently, is beyond me. But we won't even go down that hole. But
No, but
that's just
he
that's just
went.
cutting hair,
I
right?
know what
That's
he
not
meant.
even factoring in, okay, if we're going to take pictures of it, right? If we're going to create content around it and we're going to do all that, now that's a whole nother element that you're bringing into the game. So when I'm saying the best barber in the world, that's the perspective I'm coming from. And that's why I give you the title, because just like you were about to go in on, and I'm sure you're going to share some thoughts. If I sit back and think, who else is like that, I'm sure there are going to be some people that may come to mind, but I just can't think of anybody whose bag is as deep as yours, and anybody who's as good at as many things as you are, because you're not just average at the things you do. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I came with that. That's where my mindset is when I think of the best barber.
And you breaking it down like you just did, it makes me think like, damn, this guy got a point. Like you're
Because
right,
there's
because
plenty
dude,
of phenomenal barbers. We can name a whole list of phenomenal barbers.
there's a lot of people that I look up to, but then
Yeah, for
you
sure.
ask yourself, but can they do this? Or have you ever seen them do that? And that's
Yeah.
where you kind of draw the line. What's crazy is, and I know that I say this with love and fun. We were in London with Bones the Goat, and you remember during COVID, like there was this whole war about who got the best, what state got the best barber
Yep.
in the
Yep. Yep.
world, and everybody was big on like, everybody was big on Florida. Everybody kept talking about Florida. So we're all just hanging out in London, and Mr. Official looks at Bones the Goat jokingly, fun and games. Nobody take it serious. He looks like, Bones, y'all still think that Florida got the hardest barbers? And Bones the Goat, like genuinely looked up, thought about it, and looked at Yak and Mr. Official, and he was like, yeah. And he's like, all
Mm,
right, if you had to pick your go-to, your one guy to sense a battle to represent the entire state of Florida, who would it be? And I'm not going to drop names, but Bones the Goat dropped a name.
mm-hmm.
And instantly, someone was like, oh, dude, but Los could crush him. And I looked and I was like, well, it depends on what we do, because that particular person is great at that one thing.
Yeah.
But if we were to shift that to another topic, yeah, I think I would take care of him.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Official came in and he's like, but you can't even get to Los yet. There's about 6 other barbers in Chicago that person would have to even go through. So we're
Mm-hmm.
all going back and forth on who got the best barbers in the state and all. I mean, in the country, and it was just all fun and games. But it was at that moment where no matter what every person kept naming, someone would always come back and be like, "Oh, but Los can get them on that." Like they
Mm-hmm.
found the weakness for every other person, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when it really hit me. And I was like, "Damn, I really." Like it did take me 24 years to really get
Mm-hmm.
good at a lot of stuff. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you've seen that afro that I shaped up in Dubai. It was a black dude. I did a sick afro.
Nah,
Dude, I
I ain't
haven't
see that
shaped up
yet.
an afro in like 10 years. I think
Yeah.
the last time I did it, But when I did it in Dubai, it was like riding a bike, and I killed that. That afro. When you get a chance, go on my page, check it out. It was superb, bro. I
Hmm.
snapped on it, and it just brought me back to like, man, like you never forget, like riding a bike. You never forget. You might be a little rusty, but you never forget. And learning any new skill, guys. Yeah, you guys see that. Any new skill that you learn, you might get rusty, but you'll never forget it. So that's why it's important to take that with you in a
Hmm.
career like mine that I've had for 24 years. And yeah, I mean, you see it there. Like it was, and I did that on stage. I did a little work behind the scenes. I did most of it on stage, and
Hmm.
it was a good afro. It was, I was happy with it, and I haven't done one in years.
It was a
And the same
good
thing with
afro.
a flat
You
top.
don't know your lows because he is good afro. Like at the end of the
No,
day, if somebody's on a having a conversation with Michael Jordan or LeBron James or one of these Kobe Bryant, and they're saying, you're the greatest of all time. It's like it's just it's accepted as it is what it is, right? And I'm just saying, at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, we can, it I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Like in the grand scheme of life, right? It doesn't really matter. But in this moment on this Gem Talk, this is where we're just acknowledging, bro. At the end of the day, you are the Michael Jordan, you are the LeBron James, you are the Kobe Bryant of our industry, bro. And everybody in the chat is gonna drop the goats, and they're gonna drop the goats, right? And flood the chat, and we're giving you your flowers, bro. And you keep being humble,
bro.
Los, you are. Keep inspiring all of us the way you've been. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep chasing all of these goals. Keep leveling up, and keep doing the things that make you happy, bro, and feel fulfilled, and just doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? And you see the goals
That
coming in. But Los, this is what I want to do, bro. Because there are a bunch of questions, and we still got to do the giveaway. So
let's
so
do it.
he said, dude, Los is a generational goal. Fact. Crushing in all generations. Um, I want to do our best to answer as many as these remaining questions as we can. So, if possible, can you do your best to give like the
Quick
short-winded, good
answers,
answer
of
for
course.
them,
Let's
and
do it.
then
Let's do it.
like almost like rapid fire, and then I hope you see all these goats coming in. Shout outs to you. You're getting your flowers
Man,
today
shout
on
out
Gem
to
Talk.
everybody. Yo, that
Yeah, it
it
is.
warms
Yeah,
my heart. You guys have no clue, dude. Like, I don't ever get this type of love. Like,
yeah.
I get a lot of hate
We're giving you
because,
hugs today, bro. We're not playing out here, bro.
yeah,
You
it's just,
inspired so many
bro.
of us, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I go back to the DVD, the Blueprint DVD. You know what I'm saying? Seeing you on the stages, seeing you at the booths doing stuff. When I was going to events and nobody knew who I was, you're one of the people like, I want to be able to do what he doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm like, yo,
Man,
let me have him come through to my event. You come through, dope. Come out to the pre-party. We watched the McGregor versus Nate Diaz fight. You know what I mean? We kicking it and vibing, like, you know what I mean? And here we are today, years later, doing this Gem Talk. And years later, you're still doing your thing. I'm doing my thing out here. We go in. People in the comments go in. So, it's dope, bro. And I'm glad you're
nah,
getting that love.
everybody watching, man.
I love it.
Man,
You deserve it,
it
bro.
warms my heart, man. It's gonna make me want to go harder because now that I know the support system behind me, it's dope because it does get lonely, man. You guys don't understand. Like, I know it looks fun on Instagram, but it gets lonely. It tears you down. But I'm used to that, man. I'm used to it. I'm used to just keep going and pushing, and great things come when you push. So just know that.
Yes.
But let's
Yes.
do it.
So,
Rapid fire.
all right,
I'm gonna
rapid
give
fire
out
question.
great, quick answers.
Yes. And guys, too, somebody asked for a promo code. So you know what? I made a promo code. If you use screenshot this so you know, save 10 on all the merch in my store at ismarmarv.com, you're going to get 10% off. Somebody asked for that earlier, so we made it happen. All right, rapid fire questions. From what this barber, he works with me. This is my guy. We're working to build him up on TikTok and some of the social media. Me and him grew up together. He actually gave me my first job ever as a paper boy. And then years later, when he's in his 30s, he was one of my clients, and I had a discussion with him about becoming a barber because I knew he'd be a great barber. And now he's having such a great career, and he's doing his thing, and we're crushing it. You are somebody who also inspires him, and he's a photographer. He does a lot of that stuff. So he sees HQ, and he's like, yo, I love that. Would love to have something like that one day. So his question for you is, Los, how long in the making was HQ? That's my dream goal. Any advice? He turned 39 this month. He really turned 49. Don't let him lie to you. Been barber for 7 years. What advice you got for him, bro?
HQ was in the making. And how about this? Just real quick. HQ ain't even it. That's just another stepping stone to my real goal. But HQ, this what I have now. It's been in the making for almost 10 years since I was late 20. When I remember, I said I wanted to take barbering serious at the age of 26.
Mm-hmm.
My ideal was to have this big warehouse where I could just have fun, play Nerf gun, and create. I just do all types of cool stuff. So I couldn't just jump into a 3,000 square space immediately. I wouldn't know how to control it. I wouldn't know how to handle it. So I started small at a small studio and took that as my playground. And once I overgrew that, that's when I knew I had to go bigger. And another thing that people need to understand is that people ask me all the time, how do you pay for HQ is so big? Like you have no one working there. How do you pay? Well, I've been blessed to work for companies like Babyliss and Level 3 who pay a salary to create content for them. So because they're paying me X amount of dollars, I'm taking that money and this is what I invested in. They're paying my bills here so I can create for them, right? And I still cut hair on the side so I can make my own money too. So that's kind of how it works.
Mm, I love that. Do you still cut your own hair to this day? If not, who cut your hair? Because your haircut and beard always on point, fam.
I have my own barber.
Hey.
I cut my own hair every time. I don't. I got a mullet now. If you guys can't see it, I got a mullet. I get it trimmed whenever I'm out of town with the homies. Anybody that has a talent to do, shout out Poppy Blends and Benji Sky, people that have had the opportunity to cut my hair. I get my mullet trimmed through them. But when it comes to giving myself a taper or a burst fade or my beard work, it's all me.
Mm. Is there a barber that you look up to and why?
There's a lot of barbers that I look up to for a variety of reasons. My two favorite barbers right now are not even from America. They're from the UK. Shout out to Barber Josh OP. Shout out to Josh Monica. Reasons why they're two of my favorite barbers because I love admiring people that do what I do but better than me. They're both better shear cutters and both better hairstylists and how they style their hair. They're just amazing. Both of them are great. So I admire that. And that's really it. Not that I don't admire anyone else, but I think when it comes to like barbers and doing shear cutting and styling, those two to me are like the top.
Mhm.
And they're grinders. So those are my two favorite barbers. But the list goes on. I got a variety of people that I love or admire for other reasons than just cutting hair. You know, some people might be great. For example, Marv, like the way you go hard on controversial topics and you take that hit all the time. Like I could
I be
never do
getting
that,
beat
bro.
up, bro. I be bout, I
Yeah,
be bout,
I
I be
could never
Floyd
do that, bro.
Mayweather, bro.
Yeah, you see? So I have to admire that. I have to admire you for that because I'm too I don't even want to say I'm too in my feelings, but I'll take, some things when people go crazy, I'll be like, hey bro, calm down. You know what I mean? Like that's and I know I can't control that, so I stay away from the drama and I focus on the positivity. But
Yes,
next
I
question,
love
next
that.
question.
I love that. What advice can you give female barbers that have passion for barbering that want to grow and get taken serious? I feel like this is always tough for me to answer because I'm not a female. You know what I mean? Like we'll never really know because we are not in their bodies. And so it's challenging. But what would you say to her?
Keep pushing. Listen to me. I said this at another podcast. I'm gonna repeat it because I'm sure I don't even think that podcast got released yet. Women, listen to me, and there's no disrespect to my guys, but I've been in the barbershop for long enough to know how guys
I know
work,
you about to
and
speak facts. I know what you about to
I've
say.
been in the shop long enough to know how women work. Women are better employees than men. It just is what it is. Women will get there on time more than the guys. Women actually buy their own stuff. They might show up with a coffee cup and a water cup and all these things, but they have everything. They buy their own supplies. They're more cleaning. They're more nurturing. They're more caring. I mean, the list goes on women. And I've said this in the podcast. I'm gonna listen. If these females keep going the way they're going, they're gonna take over this game. This what was once a male dominant industry can easily be taken over women because think about it. You know how many shop owners I know that they would rather hire women barbers than guy barbers because you babysit guy barbers.
Yeah, and there's just so
I feel
much
like
ego involved with guys. It's always a
exact
ding-a-ling measuring contest all the time, bro.
always right. So barbers, I mean, come on, we all if you're a real barber, when I mean real barber, like you work through the trenches. But I would come into my shop and my neck strips would be gone, or my machine will be on another station, and all this. But I never had that issue with women. Women are real particular with putting a little plant in their corner and spraying it with water, maybe a photo, maybe some type of smell. Like it's just on a whole nother level. And now that we're catering, now that we're in a business now more than ever, where we're catering to our clients, all of a sudden we want to massage our clients, wash our clients, get facials and all that. What better than to get it done by a female, especially if you're a guy, especially a female who's I just had Allie. Allie's in Chicago right now. If you guys don't know who Allie
Savage, bro.
Bus yeah, if you don't know who Ali Buss is, I got her in Chicago. She is killing. She could cut hair, and she's a beast, dude. Not just because she's a girl, but because she's a girl and what she is doing, she's gonna take over. That's it. It's that simple. So I always tell guys like, yo, step it up, bro. Because if you keep thinking that you're just a barber because you're your own boss, so you can do whatever you want, no one's gonna want to hire you. No one's gonna want to work with you. And and
Mm-hmm.
and, and women can eat, bro. Can you imagine the day that comes that barbering is now a female dominant industry?
I
Woo!
bro, I know, bro. I remember
Let
when
me go
there
take a
there was
walk.
this woman that used to work with me, bro, and she used to use the power, the fact that she was, like looked at as less than as a superpower, right? Because people would come in underestimating her, right? I remember one time this dude came in and she had the opening for the walk in, right? She's working the build, and all of us were booked up, and he's like, "You got time to fit us in?" And we are like, "Yeah, she could fit you in right now." And he did that stop guy thing, like, you can you handle my cut type of thing. And she's like, yeah, bro, I got you, right? So he went over, sat in her chair. She blessed him with the amazing haircut, pampered the experience. He loved it. He stood up. By the time they were done, he went from almost sitting, not wanting to sit in her chair, to giving her a big hug. It was like his auntie now, right? And then he only wanted to sit in her chair. So the fact that she was so underestimated actually was a superpower, because they were expecting, let's say, this low level cut and experience, and she over delivered. So it just like blew their mind, and now they were hooked to her. You know what I mean? So
Tell you something, guys. If ladies, if you're good at what you do, it doesn't matter if you're a girl. And if you
yeah,
feel wrong about where you're at or where you're located, relocate. Because
yeah,
I said
facts.
this once. I said this once, and I forgot what reel somebody recorded me, but I said this right. Let's take the water bottle theory, and I'm sure you know about this, Marv.
Put
What's a
me on. I don't know
water
if I
bottle
am.
called? If you go to a car wash and you see a water bottle for sale, that water bottle is probably going to be $1, right?
Yep.
But if you go to a casino, that water bottle is probably going to be $5. If you go on a plane, that water bottle might be $6. If you're stranded in the desert, I could sell you a water bottle for $20, maybe even $100, right? Nothing changed about the water bottle. What
Mm-hmm.
changed was the location of that water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that water bottle valued the most? So when I tell these females, and I'm gonna look, if you feel that way about not being great or people downgrading you and all that, maybe you just need to go to a different spot where the energy is gonna be a different, maybe more acceptance. How about think of this, girl? If you're a lady and man, this is a gem right here that I've told only a few girls, but think about it. If you are a female that's great at barbering and you truly are comfortable cutting men's hair or doing any type of haircut, why wouldn't you go apply at a high-end salon where they do women hair slash men hair? Because now you're gonna be the unicorn in that salon that not only knows how to work with longer hair, but you can teach the ladies or whoever's working there how to also do shorter haircuts, fades,
Mm.
how to use a razor. You become more valuable in that establishment. That's one, probably more professional, probably charging a lot more for haircuts, and the list goes on of what all these pros could be. But I think people feel like in order to be a barber, they have to work in the hood at a barbershop.
Or else you're
And it's
not a
like,
real
no,
barber.
dude.
You ain't built for that.
No, dude. Listen to me, bro. If I could do my career all over again, bro, I
Yeah,
would
hold up.
be as
Before
good
you
as
answer
I.
that, because there's a good question, and it goes along those lines, right? He says, Frankie says, if you could go back in time, what advice would you tell your younger self that you know now? Would you change anything in your younger version? That was going to be my next question. So, what's up? Talk to us.
Um, I wouldn't change anything because you hear it all the time. I am who I am because of that.
Which
I
is
was able
true.
to build a foundation. I was able to build a foundation, and I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for everything that I went through. But if I had the option to go back and do things differently, I would be as good as I am today. But dude, I would do what I was just telling the ladies to do. I would go find a super high end salon, right?
Mm,
Even if I got to dress the part and be in a suit all day, I would go around clients that are easier to please, in the sense of a haircut, more money, easier cuts, less stress, more of a actual structured place, and I would just be killing these simple haircuts. These two on the sides and trim on top. These scissors all around. I would just be doing all that, and that's how I would be making my money. Right?
mm.
That's how I would probably operate instead of being in the hood trying to bring people with me to go from $12 to 15. And everybody's like, I don't know if I could do that 15, bro. My client won't do it. It was just such a struggle that we had to go through. Oh, if you want to raise the lining, here's an extra $2, bro. Nah, skip that razor lining. You get what I mean? And it was
Yeah.
just like I would have rather just gone to a salon and really conquer that era, that I mean that whole area, instead of trying to battle in the trenches of barbering. That's
Mm,
probably what I would have done different.
mm. I love that. Time for you to, if you want to be vulnerable, this is a good moment for you to be vulnerable. Failing is a part of the process. What would you consider your biggest failure and what did you learn from it? I hear you, bro. I hear you. I hear
You know
you.
what it is, man? And another is cliche to say it too, right? Like I don't consider anything a failure. I failed a
Right.
million times, but
I
I
don't
never
look
look
at
at
it
it
through
as,
that lens. I hear you.
yeah, I don't, it's more like, oh, that didn't work. Let me step back and go somewhere else and figure something else out. So
Mm,
it was more like learning lessons. I learned a lot of lessons, but never failure. I think failure is when you give up, when you
that's
fail
facts.
and you fail to continue. That is failure. When you just say, I'm done. That's failure. I think um well, you guys don't even know the thousands of times I learned lessons where I tried something new or it didn't work or I flopped. You guys don't know that. Obviously, my job is to put it out there and show the good in barbering or the good in being who I am. I'm not gonna, and that's just my personal preference. Some people will get on live and start crying, or some
Yeah.
people will get on live and start sharing their personal issues with their family or baby daddy or drama. I've never been that guy. As long as you know me, Marv, you've always
Hmm.
seen positive come out of my page. I don't argue with
Hmm.
people. I don't put any negativity, but that doesn't mean that I didn't go through anything or failed. But how about this? Here's another quick one before we go into the next question.
Hmm.
I went on a small tour in Vegas with Jay Majors to promote the Las Vegas Barber Battle. And Jay Major has a 7 minute intro where he talks about his upcoming. And his upcoming, along with a lot of people that are very successful, is I got shot, I got stabbed, I went in prison, I went this, I went that. And it's nice to see people adjust and get through that. And now they're grinding. And I mean, now they're big and they're all this positive stuff. But one thing that I want to get across to everybody watching is you don't have to go through all that to become successful.
Facts.
Because I've always been the type of person that learns not just from my mistakes, but I learn from other people's mistakes. And when you're a barber or anything that deals with other people, you have that ability to hear people out and hear all the dumb stuff they go through. And you can say, well, I'm not going to go through that. So I'm going to go from your mistakes and I'm going to learn that. So because that's how I've always lived my life, thank God that I avoided a lot of dumb stuff because I always just not learn from me. I learn from other people's mistakes. This is why now, 36, I don't have any kids. Not because I never wanted to, but I don't have any kids. I have a lot of positivity in my life, a lot of good energy. I'm not in debt. Like I don't have a car note. I'm just doing things so right now, but it all came from being careful and just learning from other people's mistakes. You do not have to go through all that negativity to be successful. You can be a good, genuine person and obey the rule and be an all by the law citizen and still become successful. You don't need a tragic story to prove that you're a different person. Just learn from
Hmm.
other people, man. That's it.
I love
If
that.
someone, if you're out at a bar and someone, one of your buddies
That's deep.
drinks and
That's dope, bro.
drives, yeah, if you're at a bar and your buddy drinks and drives and gets a DUI, why would I go out next weekend and do what he did and risk that? So I've always said that just learn from other people, man. Learn, watch, hear people, and you calculate your move and move accordingly, and you'll be good.
Hmm. I love that. That was great. Barbers, drop some gems in the chat. One thing I would say about failing too is, number one, like just to reiterate, um, you only fail when you give up, right? And every time you fail is a lesson learned, right? So you're not losing nothing when you fail. You're only gaining. You're gaining wisdom, insight. You're sharpening your skill set, right? So failing is a good thing. In fact, in most instances, right? It's the analogy of when you're a baby and you're trying to walk and you keep falling, but you keep getting up. You keep falling, you keep getting up, right? Um, Here's what I'll say too when it comes to failing. People only remember the shots you make, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can go out here and fail and make these mistakes. And for a moment, people might say, ha ha, I told you. Ha ha, I knew it wasn't gonna work. Ha 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 ha. But they're only gonna remember the makes, right? The times you didn't fail, the times you succeeded. Think about Michael Jordan, right? 6-0 in the finals. How many times have you heard that in the barbershop debate and argument? Nobody talks about him getting swept in the first round. Nobody talks about him losing in the playoffs. They remember 6-0. They talk about he's clutch, the most game winners and all of this, right? They remember him making the game winners, pushing Brian Rush out the way and say, game winners. They remember him making them. They don't remember the times he missed. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that because guys, go out there, fail forward, go out there, give it a shot, swing for the fences. Sometimes you're going to fall on your face. Get up, bro. Get up. Because at the end of the day, when all said and done, the people are only going to remember the times you succeeded. I failed in more ways than I could ever imagine. If I sit here and really think about what you guys would classify as failure, and same thing with Los, whatever you guys would classify as failure, there's a super long list. Failed way more times than I've succeeded. Just like going on the court, if I'm shooting threes, I'm missing way more than I'm making. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, I don't see it through that lens, just like Los does it. And a lot of people, you know, that have been able to be what you would deem successful, we don't see it through that lens. We see it as a learning experience. And these are experiences and moments that are shaping who we become. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
So, Los, here's what I'll say. First thing I'm gonna say is, number one, before the live, Los was like, you know, I'm used to talking for an hour. I don't know, you know, it's 2-hour thing. I don't know how we're gonna be able to do that. We 2 hours and 14 minutes in, and I know Los still got another 2 hours in him if he wanted to.
Good.
It don't feel nothing like 2 hours, right?
Not at all. Literally not at all.
It's insane how they go. And that's what I was telling you before. It's like, yo, bro, watch this. It's insane. We'll be 2 hours deep and not even feel like we got warmed up. So what I want to ask you, bro, is do you want to take a few more questions, or you want to get to this giveaway and start giving some stuff away?
Let me do 2 quick questions. And then we'll jump on the giveaway, and then whatever you want to do after that, Marv.
Okay, bet. Do you got questions that you want to answer already that you've seen, or do you want me to go through it and pull 2 more up?
Yeah, you pull them up.
All right, so barbers, ask a good question real quick while I'm going through these questions, because I'll probably find one that I put on the screen, and then if y'all got a good one, I'll put it on the screen. All right, this is a good one. If we're talking about legacy, what is your greatest accomplishment so far, in your opinion?
Proving everybody wrong. I like to think that I was on the front line of what barbering is today, because if you really think about it, in 2012, when Instagram finally popped off and I was posting crab legs as my photo, barbering wasn't what it is today. So 5,000 posts later, I'm still here. And I like
Los cut it with 1 like in crab legs. Y'all never seen that post.
2012.
Insane.
So that's crazy. I forgot about. I gotta go delete that shit.
Bro, I went all the way to the bottom, Los. Like, it took me forever to do it, bro. Like, here's some of the ones I saved. Let me is it on the screen? No, it's not on the screen. Let me show you just some of the ones I saved. So I saved this one. I saved the Biggie joint when you did that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Michael Jordan.
Yep.
MJ,
I saved this one, the Chi-Town piece. They ain't never see Los cut it in that bag, bro. I know.
What year was that? What year was that?
2013.
Bro, look at that. That's 11 years ago. That's insane.
They ain't see the Los. They don't got that. I gotta find mine. I got that. The Los cut it. You know, this is the flyer from the event you did when you came out for me.
Oh, that was for you. That's so cool. Damn.
New York State Barber Expo, and then this is what you did on one of my barbers. He still works with me. That's the design you did at the event.
That was a sick design. I remember that.
Bro, crush that. Then the Super Bowl joint you did. Bro, get out of here, man. Stop. You playing games.
Yeah, right? That was my own custom Patriot and custom Falcon that I did. That was crazy.
Yeah, it's this stuff is just insane, bro. Like what? Bro, they I don't know if they've seen this Los cut it bag, because they see all the stuff you're on now. You know, these barbershop cuts, you know, like the clean fades. You know what I mean? They didn't see the beard work on Yak. Shout outs to Yak.
Yeah, thanks. Damn.
Crazy beard work. This was wild. Yeah. That Trailblazer joint you did. Like, what? I went back, bro.
You did go back.
I went back.
Wow.
And there were so many more that I wanted to save. You know what I mean? But just to bring you back, like I said, bring it down memory lane. Boom.
So fun fact.
Right? Doing enhancements before it was popping like that. Facts, bro.
Yeah,
facts.
No, facts. Fun fact, real quick, and I feel like I gotta say this because I think a lot of people deserve to know this. So my name, Los Cut It, right? I got the name because I got inspired by a barber who's no longer really in the mix, but back in the MySpace days before Instagram, he was popping. His name is Rock Did It. Do you know who Rock Did It is, Marv?
Mm-mm.
So
Nah.
Rock Did It. He is somebody that had a very similar aesthetic to what my Los Cut It brand is. And if you hear his name out, is Rock Did It. And what I loved about Rock Did It was that he was such a beast for his time, such a beast. And the name, I loved it because every time somebody would ask, like, "Yo, who did his hair?" Rock did it. Rock did it. So when I came up with my name, that was kind of what inspired Los Cut It. I wanted of a call of action where if somebody was like, "Yo, who cut your hair?" Los Cut It. And I
Mm.
have to give
Fire.
Rock did it his flowers because he was such a beast. I'm trying to find his post that I could probably send you that you can share so you guys know who he is and what he looked like, and you can see the comparison in my logo and his logo.
Mm-hmm.
But just had to let that be known, and yeah, but
That's
as soon as I
fire.
find a photo, I'll send it to you. But
Gotcha.
yeah, let's go on to the
Yeah.
next question.
And even so for me, when I was coming up with my name, it's always you want to figure out something that you want to be called, right? Or whatever the case is, your brand that you want to build. So for me, a lot of people, my first name was Marvelous. I used to do music. I got the tattoo. I'm trying to show it on the wrong computer, but anyway, I got a tattoo that says Marvelous, right? So that used to be my name. And when I did music, so people would call me for short Marv, right? So that's what people would start calling me Marv because it's just easier to say. So then there were times where people would be like Marvy Marv, so they started calling me Marvy Marv. So then I started thinking, like, if I was out somewhere and somebody were to see me, what would they say? And they might say something along the lines of, "It's Marvy Marv." Like, who is that? It's Marvy Marv. So I'm like, I bet,
Mm.
that's how I'm gonna go with that name. So that's kind of how I came up with my name. So that's cool. I never shared that story. I appreciate you sharing
So
that, Los. That's
is
fire.
your name Is your name Marvin?
No, and that's it. People think my name's Marvin. My name is Marlon, right? My name is Marlon,
Marvin,
like Marlon Wayans. They think it's Marvin, but
bro,
I
no
can't. I got
way.
Marvelous. See, and Marvelous was inspired by Fabulous because I used to do music, so I love Fab.
You're a
So he
savage.
was fabulous. I was marvelous. You know what I mean? And then it's kind of
I've been
transitioned to
living a
more.
lie this whole time, bro. I thought your name was Marvin.
Bro, so many people call me Marvin. I'd be letting them have it too because I'm like, I've been called worse. You know what I'm saying? I've been called worse than Marvin.
Did you get that picture I sent you?
It's on. What'd you send it? IG?
I text, no text.
Oh, text. All right, hold up. Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. Um, and barbers, just so you guys know, while I'm pulling this up, if you go to the link in my bio, I don't know if it's working yet. Maybe it is. I know the traffic was pretty bad earlier because everybody was acting up. But we're giving away free boppers, bopper digital business cards, the barbers joints. They got the barber um logo on it. They're absolutely fire. And we're doing a promo on all the merch in the barber store. If you use the promo code SAVE10, you'll get 10% off of everything in the barber store. And we're going to be doing some crazy giveaways. Let me
Oh yeah.
pull some of this stuff up real quick. I got it, Los. It's about to come through. Let me open with the Google Chrome. Boom. Let's see. Boom. Let me where's the share the screen at? Present. Share screen. Where is it? That's the wrong one. Yeah, I'll show you that real quick. That's what the cards look like. They're the Bopper digital business cards. So they're tap and go. They're fire. They're absolutely fire. But here's the let's see this. Share this tab instead. Here we go. Oh, I
So
went into
that guy is Rock Did It,
yo,
right?
shout outs to him. Look at the swag, bro. Stop playing with
Bro,
him.
and dude, this is MySpace days, bro. Look how he had the
Yo.
cord wrapped around his arm. Look at and I sent you my logo. I sent you another photo.
Oh,
So
did
you
you?
kind of see the resemblance in my Lowe's Cut It logo to what he did, what he has, the color of the barber pole, all that good stuff. So, and a lot of dude, I'm sharing some stuff with you because like 90% of the people do not know this. And I'm just
This
trying to
is
sit here.
fire. Shout outs to
Yeah,
Los Cutter coming through
yeah.
with the stuff people have never seen. This is
Never
fire,
seen.
bro.
So this is who my inspiration was. He's still around. If you look him up, Rock did it. You kind of see some of his work from back in the day. And I've always got to give this guy his flowers. So my logo is right here. Los Cut It. So it's a similar concept, but it's unrecognizable to his in a sense. But I chose that same theme.
2014. Look at Los
Yeah,
with the
Los
look,
Cut.
look at
Yeah,
you, bro.
See,
That's
no
so
beard, Los.
that's so fire, bro. That's
You're
dope.
bringing me back.
Yo, that was the goal, bro. Because I know how it is, man. Like when we're so consumed in the moment, in the future, like especially, we live in the future. Like you live way out deep in the future, right? But I live in the future too. So when you're dealing with the present moment in the future, a lot of times we're just so wrapped up in that we forget about how much we've done along the way. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I think I gotta bring Los back a little bit, help him
Yeah,
reminisce and remind him of what he's done and how much time, energy, and money he's invested in. Just what you've put in to become who you become. You know what I'm saying? And
that's
and and I
crazy.
knew it was gonna be a dope time for you because it's cool when you start going down memory lane and you start remembering, before you were where you are now, and nobody knew who you was, and you're just trying to build, and it's fire, bro. So
It is,
I'm
man.
glad
It
I'm
is.
glad I got to be a part of this experience to bring you back um
Absolutely, bro. Same.
in time. So last question before we do the giveaway. Somebody said, where do you see the industry going since you're living 28 years in the future? Well, where do you see it going right now?
Ah, all right. So I have two theories. One, I feel like it's gonna come a time where both male and females are gonna be able to rock the same haircut. So you'll be able to see females and guys coming into barbershops regularly, and vice versa. You'll be able to see guys and girls coming into salons. So any style that you can apply to a man, you can apply to a female, or you can apply to anyone that um, wants to go buy something else, right?
I think
It's
the
gonna be
guys are
such
happy because you went to cosmetology school and you really learned some of this women's hair, right? So some of these guys are hearing like, oh, some of the women gonna come in and chop it off now. So good. They
oh
feel
yeah, I mean,
excited
dude,
about that.
if you've been following me in my content for the
Yeah,
past month, I've been traveling the world shaving women's head bald because what's crazy is I fought for so long, for so many years to convince girls to even shave half their head. But after proving the concept and showing what I do and how happy these women are, I get so many DMs from women with buzz cuts all over the world. I get so many DMs from people, from ladies asking me that they would fly to Chicago to just be a hair model for me, that they love my art, they love what I do. And it's become easier, but it's just because I stuck to my guns, man. I stuck to what I like. Like these girls are genuinely happy when I shave their head. Like they are excited to get a original one of a kind piece by me, and that brings joy to me. You can actually, if you keep scrolling, you'll see a video where I start cutting this girl's hair off, and she's loving it. Keep going. It's right before. There you go, right there.
right here.
Yeah, loving it. Filming herself, screaming
Yeah,
like this girl was. I'm their biggest fan. I cut her hair in Dubai. She's like, I just want to get something done. And if you scroll back up, she's the one that got the blue piece, the blue design.
right here,
That one, yeah, she's the one that got that one. That's
bro.
her.
Look, that is insane, dude.
And if you think that's Photoshop, look, I got it on video.
bro,
I got receipts.
bro, that is insane.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
still so
So
dope.
that's her,
So
dude. And she gives me a testimonial on like one of the third slides, and she's so happy. And that's what I do it for, man. Anyone that believes in my craft and what I do, I'm with it, bro. Let's do it.
I love that. Great bet. So I think it's time to do the giveaway. You want it? You down to do the giveaway, bro? Or else we gonna be on here
I'm
for
ready.
another
Let's get
two
it.
hours. Which,
Yeah, no, let's
which,
let's do it.
yep. That's
We
what.
might do a part two. Who knows?
The part two. We gotta do the part two to Gem Talk. Marvy Marv's coming down to HQ, and we gonna act a fool down there too. So we got
Yeah,
a lot of
I gotta have you
conversations
on
to
the
have.
pod, man. We just shot a pod with Ali. Should be dropping soon, so stay tuned. If you're a fan of Ali or you're a fan of me, like it's a great pod, and you know she's also a barber who's a lady, and it's gonna be really cool. I'm excited to get to work on that and release it to you guys. But we got to get Marvin Chicago.
Yeah,
But all
we
right,
coming.
so
Yep.
we're doing three winners, correct?
I mean, this is what you told me because initially, as far as I'm aware, you told me that you had the Los Cutter Clipper. We can give that away, right? And then you went on IG today talking about we're gonna pick three winners, and then you started talking about some baby lists and some level three, and so you tell me what's going on. As far as I'm
So
aware, the people are aware. I know there's some people that think there's one Clipper, but now I know there's at least three winners. So what we doing, dog?
So first of all, shout out to Chico Boom, my brother, who
Chico's a great
who
dude, bro.
who who I watched his entire episode with you for several reasons. I'm a fan of Chico Boom, and two, I wanted to kind of see what I was getting myself into. So I seen his episode, and when he started giving things away, and it just goes to show. Listen, I have the power.
Yo, your mic cut off.
Can you hear me now?
Now you're back.
All right, my bad. I'm over
I
here
thought
messing.
we lost Los, but he's back.
So I have the power to call Babyliss and be like, hey Babyliss, I feel like this person here deserves a full care package. And they would immediately be like, no problem, sent. But I don't ever take advantage of that. I don't overdo it because I don't ever want anyone to feel like I'm taking advantage of it. But because I know I have the power, I don't think about that. And like I don't think about it. That doesn't cross my mind until I watch Chico's episode, and he's like, JRL is gonna give away stuff, and Rhoda's gonna do this, and then that's when I was like, holy crap, I do work with Babyliss, I do work with level 3. Like,
Facts.
all right, because what I'm doing is I'm giving away when my Lowe's Cutted Clipper came out. Babyliss gave me a small amount of clippers and said, these are yours, Lowe's. Do as you please. So I keep a large collection, not that large, but I kept a large collection. I'm taking these clippers from my
Mm,
personal collection. I'm going
mm,
into my little area and I'm taking these two out. I got another one
mm,
over here, right? And that's what I was gonna do until I remember that I also work with Babyliss in level 3. So I reached out at my good friends at Babyliss and I was like, "What you got for me?" They have two mystery packages. They're
mm,
clippers. They can't tell you what it is. You're just gonna
mm,
get what you're gonna get. It might be something
mm.
amazing. It might be something that's even just good, or something new that hasn't dropped. I don't know what it is, but two mystery. And then I spoke to my people at level 3, and they're giving away two mystery.
Mm.
I mean, not mystery, two VIP boxes, which includes like 10 products. It's $100 value on this product by itself. So I got two of those, and the way we're gonna do it. And Rick, where's my goat shirt? I had a white
We
one.
gonna need you to
And
sign those before you send them, Los.
whatever you guys want, whatever you guys want.
Let's go.
So also, I am giving out two GOAT t-shirts because if you guys
Mm,
have been watching or just tuning in, the GOAT brand stands for you being the best person or the greatest person you're trying to be. It's not a Lowe's Cutted t-shirt. It's just a shirt that symbolizes your work, your hard work. So I think what we're going to do is for first place, we're going to give away a Lowe's Cutted clipper. We're
mm-hmm,
going to give away a t-shirt. We're going to
mm-hmm,
give away whatever mystery box Babyliss is doing, and we're going to
mm,
give away a level 3 box. So for
mm,
first place, you're going to get all that.
mm.
For second
And we
place,
gonna throw in it's Marvy Marv interactive social media course bundle, right? All the courses and a shirt from Marvy Marv store, just to add more to it. So that's first place. First place being big now.
so first place gets everything.
Got you.
Second place gets a Lowe's Cutted clipper, a t-shirt, and the other Babyliss mystery package. And then
Mm,
third place will get the level 3 VIP package. So third place is gonna get still a nice little gift. And how it's gonna work is it's gonna be separated. Obviously, Marvy's gonna send you whatever he sends you. I'm gonna send you whatever I have. Babyliss is gonna send you whatever they're gonna give, and level 3 is gonna send you whatever they're gonna give you. So whatever winner is, everything's gonna come separate from all angles. But be on the lookout. We get your information, we'll send it out immediately, and we'll go from there.
Let's go. So, barbers, if you're ready to do the giveaway, first thing I would say is if you're watching this on a TV or a computer, load this up on your phone, because if you've been paying any attention to how I've been doing the giveaways, I'm going to ask you some questions. So you want to be able to text or type, whatever you do, to be able to answer these questions and have your fingers ready. So I'm going to give you some time, a minute or so, to get on your phone if you're not on your phone. All right, that's first. Secondly, what I need you to do is spam the chat, bro, with the goat emojis. We having goat talk on Gem Talk with a couple of goats, and we about to do some goat giveaways. Spam the chat with some goats. Barbers, let's go. This is dope. Los came through, said, you know what? We adding to this. Let me make a couple phone calls. You know what I'm saying? Let's make these bags a little bit bigger. Marvy Marv is throwing in for first place. We gonna make first place crazy. Second place is crazy. Third place is crazy. And we're gonna have some fun. I hope you guys have been paying attention, because I got some questions for you. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button. make sure you subscribe to this channel and make sure you follow Los on YouTube, IG, TikTok. Yo, I'm telling you, on TikTok, you are like, any moment you're gonna be in the millions, bro, because you're over there figuring it out. And I love when
I'm more, yeah,
I seen you get on there, and I'm like, because you have all of the skill sets necessary and the look to just crush it on TikTok and the
thank
personality.
you.
So I'm like, bro, once he locks in and really it starts clicking, it's over. It's TikTok is gonna really change your life. And I
Thanks,
think
man.
that's part of the reason too now where you're starting to feel it a little more, because you know that TikTok world is different. Like, it's showing you the different world. You know what I mean? So
And you
I'm
gotta
excited to see
understand,
that.
like, it's like, I know everything you're saying is true, but it's like, dude, I wear so many hats, man. Think about it, dude. I'm a
Yeah.
global platform artist for 2 big companies that have me all over the world. I take clients in still. I cut hair. I run an operation. I run a business. I run social media. There's so many hats. So, do I know how to become big on TikTok? Of course I know, but I also look at it. What's more valuable, Instagram or TikTok right now? I mean, TikTok, right? TikTok, I might go viral. I might get millions of views and all that, but that does not generate as much opportunity as if I go viral on Instagram. Because that's where I'll get hit up for segments, opportunity, classes, and all that. People on TikTok are just everyday people that just like my video. So this is why I'm not in a rush to blow up on TikTok. I'll take it if it comes. I'm more like trying to work towards the industry and feed the industry, which is why I'm more
Yeah.
focused on Instagram and YouTube.
TikTok is that's what's gonna expand you beyond the industry. That's where
100%.
it's gonna put you in a whole new realm. It's a longer term play, because I know exactly what you're saying when it comes to what we do. Instagram's still the money maker, but the long term play, and I think even the bigger bags, bro, is TikTok, because it's gonna put people like you in the world where you're dealing with these brands and companies that got really, really, really big budgets, and it's going to put you
Oh
in
man.
in a position where, just everyday people are going to be going crazy over you. Like when I was kicking it with Nito, Juanito, you know Nito, right? The braid.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to braid, prayers for Nito too. We hope he gets better fast. But being with him, chilling with him in Charlotte, we're walking around the town and stuff. Everybody yelling at him, just little kids, people. Hey, if you don't know how to braid, right? Like, it's connected him to that world. And me and you, we do a lot of the barber world. We go to these events, it's insane. But then for the most part, when we walk outside of it, we get a breather. You know what I mean? But that
100%.
that TikTok world, bro, once you get up on that and you're known for something, with what you do and your skill set, it's
Bro,
gonna
I
be
believe it.
over.
And
It's
dude, thank you, Mark. And real quick, guys, I don't know how many viewers we got. I can't really see, but
313 right now.
listen, guys, listen to me when I tell you this. This is a big opportunity that just happened today. Level 3 is going public and is giving anybody, not just barbers, an opportunity to invest in the company to buy
Mm,
shares, right? And I'm
mm,
really big on this because as a shareholder myself already, I'm
mm.
already investing more because I'm already using the product. So if you're somebody who loves level 3, uses level 3, travels with level 3, sells level 3 in there, you're already halfway in. Now guys can invest and buy shares, and the more valuable this company grows, the more money you start to make. Now, this isn't legal advice. I'm not telling you what to do or financial advice. But what I am telling you is that our track record in the last 3 years since level 3 came out has grown so much and so rapid. Think about it. Before COVID, no one knew what level 3 was, right?
That's a
And
fact.
in such a short time, look how much bigger we got. And this is an opportunity to buy a share. I think the minimum right now is at $300. And when you buy it for $300, you get over 100. And I think you get in every share for $3.50 right now. That is the lowest it'll ever be. I promise you. So for the next 48 hours, it launched today. You can buy shares. It's a minimum $300. I think they're asking for, but the way our track record is in the next year, you can double up. And if we all focused on utilizing the product and really investing in it and promoting it and making it more valuable, it's a better opportunity and a bigger opportunity for us barbers that are already in the industry working on it to invest and invest in stocks and all that. All you have to do real quick is go to level3.com. Go in there, it's self-explanatory. Check into it. And I promise you when I tell you this, I am investing in that. I'm putting a lot of money into it because I believe in the product, and it's my job to make that product go viral, like I've been doing on all over the world at these shows and using it. I'm investing in it already. Why not put money behind it and watch my income grow on that
Yeah.
aspect. So I just wanted to share that because it's a big news for level 3, and wanted to get it out the way. And I might be able to clip this itself and post it later for the rest of the world to see. But for those of you guys watching right now, look into it. Tell me what you think.
Absolutely, bro. And I know so many of y'all love level 3. Drop the heart emojis if y'all love some level 3. What do you got to lose? What do you got to lose?
300
Like,
bucks
look
is
at
your
the risk
merit.
versus reward. What do you got to lose?
$300 is the minimum, right? And I think you get over 100 and something shares. Like, no, like it's like 350 a share. So you're gonna get whatever shares you get for 300, which is a little probably under. I don't know. It's been a long day, right? I don't want to speak too hard, but imagine if you just spent 300 a minimum. Let's just say, imagine, and then because you guys know how I get down, and you guys know how everybody in the team, Benji, Sky, Mr. Official, how we get down in the next 3-4 years, we grow this brand to a much bigger scale, more money. That means the shares that you bought at $3.50 per share, that is just going to expand. You get what I mean? So if you're somebody that's going to invest in it and you carry level 3 in your shop, you might as well promote it even harder, because the more value you bring to level 3, the more money you're going to make as a shareholder. And if for the first 48 hours, they're doing perks. I think you get 50% extra shares if you purchase within the first 48 hours. Just throwing it out there. You don't have to be a guru with stocks, because I'm not. But I know that if I'm already representing something and I'm traveling and getting paid for this company, I might as well buy shares into it, because if I'm growing it, it's like buying a building at your shop. There's no reason to own a barbershop and then you don't even own the building, because at any moment your landlord could be like, yeah, we're gonna do something different next year. And now that's why people preach, buy the building, buy the property. Well, in this case, you're kind of buying the building and you're buying the property, and you're using the product already and you're selling it. So why not double down? My opinion.
Yeah, yo, and bro, then y'all can go around and be like, yeah, so you know what I mean? Like, I cut hair, and
I'm,
I
I'm a
own level
shareholder for
3.
level
You know what I
3.
mean? I own level 3 because you own some shares, right? It's like when Jay-Z bought 1% of the Nets, and he's like, yeah, I'm the new Nets owner. You know what I'm saying? You not lying. Yo, I
You're
own
not
level
lying.
3.
It's facts.
Yeah.
It's facts.
Barbers. I love that, man. And the innovation, that's so dope, man. Like, how can you not respect that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you not respect just such a innovative thing, that is gonna be a trendsetter, right? Like, you already know that's gonna set the trend and inspire some other people. So that's what it's about, man. Yeah, that's dope. How can you not respect that? Shout outs to level 3 for that. Barbers. So let's do this. So we're gonna do the first person we're gonna pick is for the level 3 package, right? You got the package still in front of you?
Oh yeah, it's right here.
So get your fingers ready. Get your fingers ready. All right. All right. So here's what we got to do. All right. I'm going to ask you some questions. And what I need you to do is put it all in one comment. All right. One comment, your responses. Okay. And you got to get it right. You get it right, we pick you. All right. Now, what I will ask out of respect for the Gem Talk, out of respect for me, Los, and everybody on this live, if you did not enter the giveaway, please don't answer. All right, just don't. It's all good. There's
We
gonna
will
be more.
not.
Don't answer, because if I go to look up the details and you're not on there, you wasting everybody's time. Let's not waste each other's time. And Bopper coming through again. All 3 winners are gonna get a care package from Bopper. Shout outs to Bopper out here acting up. And again, Bopper's already giving y'all free Barber's business cards, right? You just got to pay for the shipping. Shout outs to Bopper coming through with the big dub. All right, so now we're adding this. All right, if you didn't enter already, it's unfortunate. You're gonna have to wait till the next time. So only if you entered, answer this. All right. So for the level 3 care package and a care package from Bopper, right? Because we just added that. All right, here's the question you answer in one comment. I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. All right. Number 1, what's your Instagram handle? And number 2, who did Los battle on Barber Versus? Go! 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 Whoever's the first one gonna get it. Let's see who we got. Go! Barbers, they come in quick when this happens, so I'm gonna have to scroll up. Gonna have to scroll up. Let's see.
Hey,
I don't
does
see
the
no comments.
Instagram handle have to be 100%?
Their Instagram handle's got to be right.
Wait,
And
theirs or
then
mine's?
they put in yours, right? Yeah, it happened
Okay,
last
yeah.
time. Shy
But it
ain't
has to
listen.
be. It has to have. It has to be 100%.
All right. So the first
Every
one I see
dash,
on
every
my
line.
end, let me scroll all the way up. The first one I see on my end is Jay Torres put J Fades and Diego. So let me just double check to make sure that they entered. What is it? Jhay J uh Jhay. Let's see. Boom. So shout outs to Jay Torres. Third place winner getting the care package from level 3 and care package from Bopper. So, Jay, make sure you message me on Instagram. All right, let me know that you won. Shout outs to Jay Torres for the third place winner. All right. Barbers. Now, again, you got to make sure you answer this right. This is the second time, second week they put the person's name. Last time they put Nito, and today they put Los Cut. So you got to put, if I ask something like that, you got to put your IG
Your
name. You know what I'm
own, yeah,
saying?
your IG name, yeah.
All right. So I'm trying to keep this simple for y'all. Y'all got to be quick. So y'all ready for the second one? So the second place winner is gonna get what, the babyless mystery package, right?
Yeah, the Babyless mystery package, a clipper, a T-shirt, and then the Bopper package.
Yep. Got you. All right, bet. So y'all got that? Let's get it. So the second question, remember, guys, one comment. You did good with that. One comment, and you got to answer the questions right. All right. So the second one is, first, what's your Instagram name? And the second question is, how many years did Los work at Official Cuts? Go ahead. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see the comments. All right, let me scroll up. Let me scroll up.
One. I don't know how I see one. I don't know how early that was, but I see
Let me
one.
see. Which one do you see?
Oh, it already went up.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't scroll up. I think I see it. I see. Was it K. Coop?
What number did he have?
K. Coop. 14 years.
Yeah. So the first one that said 14, I'm not sure who it was, but I seen it.
K. Coop. K. Let's go.
Hey, you got yourself a Los Cutted Clipper, a Goat T-shirt, right? A Babyless mystery package, and what was it? And that was it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And the
care
Bopper
package for
package.
Bopper too.
So I need what I'm gonna need. You can send it to Marv. You can send it to me.
Yeah, I'll get you
your
over there.
address and a T-shirt size. These are oversized, so whatever T-shirt you want.
Okay. Gotcha. Bet. Shout outs to K. Cool. Congrats. Oh. So now for first place. What are we getting again? They're getting the Los Cutted Clipper, the Babyless package,
The level 3 package, a T-shirt, a gold T-shirt, and the Bopper package.
and the Bopper
That's
package.
crazy, bro. That's a lot.
And access to Marvy Marv's programs and a shirt for Marvy Marv too. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. This is the big package. Dun, 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 dun. You ready? Are y'all ready for it? So again, same thing. It's got to be in one comment. All right. In one comment. And in the order of the way I asked the question. It's got to be in the right order too. One comment in the right order. All right. Barbers, let's go. So for the first place winner, tonight's GOAT Talk with Los Cut It. What we want to know is, how old was Los Cut It when he started cutting hair? And what's your Instagram name? In the right order. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I messed them up because I had them switch the order. Let's go.
I see one. I'm not sure if he's the first one.
Shoot. So the right answer is 12 years old, right? Right. So 12 years was supposed to be first, and then the user, oh man, they come in quick, right? Let's see. Let me go all the way up. Sheesh, they coming in hot. Let me see. I'm looking at the wrong. I'm looking at the other ones. Okay, here we go. I think we're right. Um, down here. So it was the years first, and then the Instagram name. So for the one I seen, are you got the comments up or no? What are you
I
looking
can
at?
see
You
them, but they're no.
all right?
I'm getting a text. I
Yeah,
had
you're good.
somebody personally trying to jump in and win,
Yeah,
and they're like, "I didn't even know you cut hair at 12 years old."
yo, that's crazy, right? So
That was funny.
so the years first. There's so many of them, man. I got to get all the way back up to the top. All right, so first place. I want to make sure it's the right one before I announce it. Years, and then the name. So years. So for me on my end, it looking like it's Rel the Barber. That's what it looking like, right?
Rhoda Barber.
All right, that's what it's looking like for me. Yep, that's looking like for me. Shout outs to Rel the Barber for winning first place. Let's
Hell yeah, bro.
go. Oh, them comments coming crazy. Yo, I knew they was gonna have their Instagram name loaded up. You know y'all did too. I know y'all did. They had it loaded up. And then Marv said the right order. They was like, oh shit. So listen, Rel, make sure you message me. Yo, Matt said, yep. Make sure you message me, homie, so I can get your info. All you guys, message me. Let me know what place you won. You know what I'm saying? And we got to get your shirt size and your shipping address and all of that fun stuff. Guys, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. Come on, bro. We gave y'all a lot of value. Did we give y'all value? Drop the gems and the goats in the chat. We need gems and goats in the chat. Follow Los Cut It on YouTube, IG, and TikTok. Barbers, I'm glad you guys love this. Congrats to the winners. Again, if you haven't done so already, take a screenshot if you're watching this on the phone, or take a picture if you're watching it on TV or a computer. So that way you can share it to your story. Then afterwards, me and Los can show you some love. Yo, you messed us up with that. So I know, because humans are too predictable. We gotta stop being so predictable, bro.
Yep.
and I love this. We all won for the gems we got. Let's
I'm
go,
glad.
Barbers. So again, just to remind you guys, if you go on the link in my bio, probably for the rest of tonight at least, there's gonna be you get a free Boppers card. Let me see if it's working real quick. Yo, Tim, you gotta double check it. Make sure it's working. Let me try to pull it up to see if it
You guys
works.
are crashing the
Yo,
internet, yo.
crashing, the traffic going in hot. Share this tab, but it will be right in here. It says free Boppers digital business card. The discount is already applied, guys. And because you guys are on here, you're all going to get an opportunity. I put 2 in it, but you got to put the discount should be on a Tim. See the discount. Okay, cool. We there. Oh, I got a bunch of them in there. But if you look, the discount code is already applied. All right. The price is up because I have some other stuff in there, obviously. But it will be free. You just got to cover the shipping. Feel free to add some other stuff to the cart, guys. Check it out. I love my Bopper card. I love all my Bopper products. It makes me being able to market myself so much easier, and makes me look really cool when I'm tapping phones and all of that. So make sure you guys claim that as well. Los, what's
Yo.
up, bro? What how you feel about this conversation? How you feel feeling right now? I know we 2 hours and 51 minutes deep, bro. Shout out to everybody
Crazy.
that did a super chat too, man. Thank y'all. How you
No,
feeling, Los?
seriously. I'm feeling good. I'm more of like wondering how do you feel about it? Do you feel like you got enough out of this? How do the people feel, honestly? Because like, dude, to me
Again,
now, I
guys,
feel like I
drop
didn't
the
even
goats and
scratch.
gems to let Los know how y'all feel
I didn't
about
I
it.
didn't I
Still
didn't
here.
even scratch the surface, man. There's a lot more that I could give away. There's a lot of talk that I get, a lot of questions I get about what's it like to be a part of a brand, what's it like to be a traveling barber, how do I get signed with a brand. There's a lot of things that we didn't cover that
A
I
lot of
feel
people
like
saying part two, round two, round two, Los.
because I'll be more than happy because look, here's the thing. I just want to give away everything I was able to learn all these years and let you guys apply that and learn from my setbacks, and you guys can kill it. Like, you guys can take it. I can share a lot of secrets on how to get signed and what's the most important thing about working with a company and building your own brand. There's just so much behind it. I feel like today we mainly covered more about who I am and how I did well behind a chair. But you guys got to remember, everything that we covered today, it's all in the past. We didn't talk about anything that's going on today and how I'm doing today. And I think a part two would be dope, and we can kind of get to that level of well, what is Los doing now and how is he doing it? And I'll be
Mm.
more than happy.
I love it. And just because I know you're your own worst critic, and that's why you're so amazing at what you do. And you want to be able to give your all and feel like you covered everything. And bro, I understand. You know what I mean? We're the same energy in different bodies. So it's like this could go for the rest of the day. We do a 24-hour live and never run out of things to talk about, right?
Facts.
But what I will say, just to give you some perspective, is there are so many people tapped in, bro, that are still at that space where you were. So it's like past to you, but it's their current. So a lot of the insight that you're sharing just from experience is so much more valuable and helpful than even you realize, because you're
Mhm.
not there no more. You know what I mean? While they're still there, so they're picking up all of these gems, connecting with Los when Los was before you who you are now. So I
Yeah.
do like your idea as well, covering some of the more current stuff for some of the people who may be further along in the journey, and can help them out a lot. And plus, that type of stuff will also inspire the hell out of the people who may not be nowhere near that yet. It would just give them some, perspective in goals to start swinging for, so
100%. No.
you dropped a lot of gems. They loved it. You seen the chat. The chat was going crazy. You did amazing. But again, I know you're on your own worst critic, so it's cool. I like that about you. That's why we gonna do a part two, and it's gonna be
Hell yeah.
even bigger and better. Um, Last thing I want to ask you before we wrap it up is a little gonna be a little bit, I guess, of a tougher question, but maybe it won't be easier for you. But if you had to put all your wisdom into one piece of advice for aspiring barbers, what would it be?
Make sure you love what you do. Make
Mm,
sure you love it. If you're doing this barber thing simply because of what you see on Instagram, simply because you you think it's gonna bring you fame, it's gonna bring you money, it's gonna bring you this, it's gonna bring you that, it it you're gonna find out real quick that that's not it at all. And I tell people all the time that barber isn't the reason why I am who I am, but it's the because I am who I am. It gave me the opportunity to do how I operate and express it through barbering. Because I say this all the time. Listen, guys, I promise you, if I would have been a rock collector, I would have been the best rock collector ever. I would have learned about different stones, different quality of rocks, and how to cut them in half and how to polish them. I would have learned photography to capture these stones that I could eventually sell and trade off and make money. I would have learned how to do this and do that. I would have applied everything I did with barbering into something else and would have shined just as much. It ain't barbering that made me who I am, but barbering gave me the opportunity to become who I am. So that had a lot to do with also loving what I do. I love cutting hair. I love talking to people. So because I enjoyed it and I never chased a dollar, I just did everything based off energy and vibes and all that. Everything came, all the opportunity come, And this is what I want people to understand is that if you truly have a passion for doing hair and you enjoy doing it, and you enjoy the good, the bad, and the ugly, then you're good. Just apply the hard work, and I promise you, things will come. Things will come, especially when they come when you least expect them. When you're ready to quit, that's when things come. I've heard enough testimonies to know that when people are almost this close to hanging up, an opportunity came. Most people don't even know. 2021, before I got my contract with Babyliss, I was on the meeting with my guy Carlos, who's a videographer, and I was ready to quit hair because I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna focus on video and go to these concerts with you and go to these festivals and just work behind the scenes and just film because I'm done cutting hair. A week later, I get the call to get an official contract from Babyliss because they love what I've been doing. And people don't know that. And I share that because I was ready to hang it up, and look how much more I gave you since the moment I got contracted from Babyliss. Look how much I gave you from that moment to today. Look how much, and I was ready to throw that away because I was burnt out. It happens, and just keep pushing. One, but also make sure you love what you do. Don't do it for money because you can have money and still be miserable. Remember that
mm,
you can have money. Some of the people living in poverty all over the world that I've personally seen are probably the happiest people in the world. So when you do things with good intentions and you move correctly, you don't do people dirty, and you do it with love, I promise you, it'll all come back in its own way. And it might take 5 years, it might take 10 years, but it's gonna come back. You're never gonna live good, and God is not gonna look out for you. So just know that, because if you don't believe it, I'm living proof of it. I didn't have to go through hell to get to where I'm at, but I also moved accordingly, and this is why I've been blessed with all these opportunities. But at the same time, I put in a lot of hard work behind it.
Barbers, I need y'all to spam the chat with the microphone because that was a mic drop, bro. Spam it with the microphones. Yo, Los, that was a whole bunch of gems, bro. Like that was just as real as it comes. And bro, that's we appreciate you. You know, I
Of
just
course,
want to again take this moment to really give you your flowers and thank you for helping pave the way in so many ways for so many of us in this industry. Thank you for continuing to inspire us and set the trends. And thank you for just showing us what's
of
possible,
course,
bro. Thank you
of
for
course, man.
all you do to give back, both digitally and in the real world. We appreciate you, bro. And and
Man,
and and you have I know how humble you are, and you know what I mean. I respect and are inspired by the humility, but you are on that Mount Rushmore. You know what I mean, and
my
and
dude.
we
And
and
you
we
know what's
love you
crazy,
for it.
bro?
We love you for it, bro.
A lot of people
Thank
don't
you,
see
Rel,
this
for the
side of
super
me.
chat, bro. Thank you, everybody
Yeah,
that did the super chats. By the way, appreciate y'all.
yes. Thank
Thank
you
y'all.
guys.
What were you gonna say?
A lot of people don't see this side of me at all, dude, because I don't ever go live. I don't really connect. Like I don't get that personal on my Instagram. You guys just a lot of people only know me based off my work. And I can see how that may come off as this and that. But if you see me at a show, man, if you see me anywhere, dude, like I'm just like you. You can walk up to me, I'll talk to you, I'll give you if
Always
you
been
if
that
you take
way.
the time, yeah, if you take the time to show me love, I'm gonna take my time to respect that. So for those people that stood around and watched me for the first time and see how I have a conversation with people like Marv, then judge me for that and my work. You feel me? Like see me for that. Now you could add a face and a character to what I do for a living.
We appreciate you, Lo. So, barbers, thanks again for tapping in. If you haven't done so, one last time, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button before you dip, and make sure you follow Los Cut It on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Take a picture, take a screenshot of this so that way you can share it to your story afterwards. Share some of your thoughts. Make sure you tag me and Los so that way we can show you guys some love. Also, remember to make sure that you pick up your free Boppers digital business card, the Barber's Edition. And be on the lookout for an email from me. I'll be sending you an email. If you entered the giveaway, you might have to check your junk or your spam folder, but be on the lookout for an email from me at some point tonight because there will be some other specials in the email that you'll be able to take advantage of until tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. So with that being said, me and Los, thank you guys truly from the bottom of our hearts for you tapping in and engaging with us, bringing us the positive energy, the good energy. I don't think I seen any trolls tonight. Did you see any? I don't think I seen any trolls tonight. So it's been nothing but love and positivity, which is so dope, man. Thank you guys for bringing that good energy. Also, make sure you guys give this a rewatch. Play this in the shop, man. So many of the barbers that work around you can see it. You know what I mean? Like this is impactful for you. It's going to impact other people. So play it in the shops. This is worth a few listens. So make sure you check it out. And we thank you again. We appreciate you for all the love and support that you guys continue to show us. Barbers! Los, I need you to hang out for a minute when I end the live.
Of course, of
Um,
course.
Everybody else, y'all be safe and keep pushing, keep chasing greatness. And until next Gem Talk, just keep doing what you do and loving what you do. Barbers, take care.